Hey, what's going on, people? I'm off to the side. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the show. Tonight is the call-in show. Tonight, you guys get your words in about what you saw either on Special Forces, Sister Wives, or other. All right, guys, it's going to be an amazing show. Hopefully, everybody is having a good night. Give me a one in the chat if you guys can see me, you can hear me. Everything sounds cool. I'd appreciate that. That way, I know that I'm not sitting here talking to myself, which I've done before. So let's not get that shit twisted, you know, because that could be a lousy time. It just makes for a lousy time. Before we get too far into it, I want to give a huge shout out to Fiery One who left $1.99 super chat. No message, just the love. Appreciate you, Fiery One. She was like, "We're gonna get it kicking off. We're kicking it off the right way." So let me give Fiery One a little something. Appreciate you. What's going on? We got some people in different parts of the country up in here. Oh shucks, we national, potentially international. I miss my girl Michelle. Michelle, if you're out there, what's going on? Hopefully everything is well. I know she's in her time zone is like way different than ours. So for some of the earlier lives, I'll be surprised if she popped up because I think it's like 3-4 o'clock in the morning for her. But we had some folks from Maryland, New York City, Jacksonville, Florida. My dad was down in Jacksonville. He worked down there for a little while. His company sent him down there. Yeah. So we got some folks all over the place. Spread out. We spread out. When Megatron come in, she's in she's in a couple places. I don't want to holler a location, but yeah, we doing all right. We out here. We out here. But yeah, let's kick it off. I'm gonna go ahead and share the link. Let me pull that up so we can get this show kicked off proper in full form. Yeah, when it comes to a lot of this stuff, oh, we'll have to see. All right. Here's the link. If you guys want to call, just so you know, we got I have to hold to the 2-minute time limit just because I want to try to get as many phone calls as possible. I want to try to get as many people calling in as possible. And we also want to try to make sure we're able to get everything done the way we like. And I have to bounce out after 2 hours. So just to let you guys know. But we have our first caller, Sharon. What's going on? Welcome to the show.
Hey James, I seem to luck out and be your first caller for the last couple of shows. How you doing this evening?
Oh well, how's everything?
Oh, doing good. So
awesome.
I'm gonna tell you, you got more exciting for me this last episode, and I'm looking forward to the next one, kind of thing. I just don't understand though why they wouldn't televise that conversation between Cody and Mary and about the way he's calling out Jen or whatever, and if Robin was a part of it. I mean, because that right there would jump their numbers through the roof. Do you not think?
I do think. However, Cody has been very good over the course of the 20 seasons. If you really think about it, Cody's been very good about, especially when he talks to Mary or he says anything to the OG3 that's completely insane. Usually we hear about it after the fact. And they never try to go back and reimagine or reenact those conversations. We just hear about it. Like the conversation where he told Mary he was going to treat her like shit because she treated him bad for the first 20. He was going to treat her bad for the next 20 once they got to Vegas. Like a lot of that kind of stuff we never hear about.
Yeah, he got short. What, 7 years of that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. I just and to see that just tells you right there, kind of thing. If you had any doubts about how he is or who he is or the kind of person he is, the stock he's made of. See, I always raise my kids that, if you've got to keep the truth from somebody or hide something, you
Mhm.
know you're doing wrong.
Right.
Now
Right.
you know it's wrong, or you wouldn't be hiding it. You know what I'm saying? So him and
Mhm.
Robin both, and I mean not to say that nobody else did wrong, and all that stuff about the money talk with Christine and David. I mean, you got to appreciate it, kind of thing. But I still think that's got to do with the court case.
Right.
I think it's got to do with the court case and the child support. I mean, I get it. That's and you said it all along, kind of thing. That sister wife money ain't always going to be there,
Right.
kind of thing. So you got to do what you got to do. But I mean, I thought this last episode was a lot more interesting than say the first 7 of this season for sure. Um, and I would, have loved to have seen that, and seen Mary just give him what he needs to get,
Right. Right.
real quick. And when she started saying, "Oh Lord, just give me peace," yeah, he better give me peace because if he give me strength, I'm gonna need some bail money. I'm just gonna put it. I'm just gonna put it out there, James.
I'm telling you.
I mean, it's like it's like you say about the money and stuff. Yeah, that's a dead stop for me right there. I
Right.
don't care
Right.
what you say and how you try to be, kind of thing. That money thing is a dead stop. You kept my money, yeah. You ain't getting nothing else from me. I promise you that.
Right, right. Especially when we talk about hundreds of thousands of dollars, because that's what we're talking about in these real estate investments. Between that and the contribution they made to the McMansion Cody's house,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah, that like there were, and that's the whole thing. Like even when he gets on the phone and he's trying to joke around, dude, there's nobody smiling over this way. Like the joke time is over. We don't joke no more. We don't have that kind of relationship because I don't play about my money. Like
No,
that's
no, no,
crazy.
no, no.
That's
And the
crazy.
way he's treated the kids, I don't play about my kids either.
Right, right.
No, 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 no. You know. Well, I appreciate you listening and getting to talk to you, James, kind of thing. But like I say, yeah, he better give me peace because if he give me strength, I'm gonna need some bail money for real, for
Right.
for real, kind of thing.
I
And you can
heard that.
tell, like say, you can tell that like for me, it's like Robin, she ain't no sensitive close to that property. It's all about the money.
Right, right.
It's all about the money. She wanted it all. She wanted, it's like I put in the other night. She wanted her cake, her ice cream, her cherry, and she wanted them to pay for it.
Mm,
She
mm.
wants it all. Yeah.
Yeah, best case
I,
scenario, I think she wanted to build like it was a way for her to try to secure and keep her kids close. So
mm-hmm.
she had 5 lots. She was going to build 5 houses on those lots and she was going to try to put her kids basically create a neighborhood for her kids.
Yeah.
And
And I
you know,
tell you, even though some of those kids are getting, they're in their what? Some of them, the older ones, are in their 20s and stuff now.
mhm,
I think it's going to eventually come around and they're going to find their way away from her because
right, right.
you
Well, they
can't
have
lie.
to.
You can't lie to your kids and put them in that place, but for so long, because at
Right,
some point, the truth's going to set them free.
right,
They're
right.
going to say it's going to set them free from her.
Yeah, that's I'll have to let you go, but that is kind of a point too, is that at some point one of two things is going to happen. One, either you let your kids go and they go on to have healthy relationships with their partners where they create and develop their own families, or two, you handicap them in a way that if they do find a partner, that partner is basically just becoming one of your kids' independents as well,
Yeah.
and it creates all kinds of problems. Like you have to, and I understand as a parent, like you've played that position for so long that it's hard to relinquish some of that control. But it's the look. This is the circle of life. It's not your time. Your time is come and gone. Like it's their time now. They got to live their lives.
Oh yeah. And most people are not going to let their mother-in-law, in whatever shape or form that takes, you know, be all up in their life all the time. It's
Right,
just not.
right.
It's just not a huge thing that people do. So, well, listen, I'll go. Let somebody else get on and talk, James. Hey, y'all have a good evening.
All right. Thank you so much, Sharon. I appreciate you. All right, we got Sharon in the house. Yeah, guys, I'm we'll bring Linda up in a moment, but I 100% am into that. Like you have to like it. I get it. It is hard. It's hard, but you have to let them grow up. You gotta let them go. You gotta let them have their own families. And then I'm looking at her daughters, and as they go out and try to get these men. Like, I want my daughter to have a quality man. Well, my question is, what kind of man is going to want to sit up and be led around by his nose by his wife's father and or his wife's mother? Like, what kind of man is you know what I mean? Just like, what kind of woman is going to want to be led around by her father-in-law or her mother-in-law? Like, you know what I mean? She's going to want to be just as he wants to be the king of his castle, she wants to be the queen of her castle. The two of them want to determine their own life and lifestyle and not be dictated by somebody else who, is trying to control their situation. You lived your life. You don't get to live my life too. I'm not a puppet. So that's just how I feel about it. But yeah, thank you, Sharon, for calling in. Hey, Lizzie B, what's up? What's up? What's up? Or not? Oh, I think I just saw an old message. Oops. Lizzie B, I'm gonna give you a salute anyway. Next up, we got Linda. Linda at the stage. What's going on, Linda? How you doing?
Hey James, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, because I'm on the iPad because I put notes on my phone. So how are you? I haven't spoken to you in a hot minute.
You're doing well. Doing well.
So anyway, I don't know, the internet's changed my name. YouTube is now changed me from my real name, Linda, and use my email name. So if you see Athena Minerva, that's me.
Okay.
The goddess of war and wisdom. And I'm not bringing either one of them today. I'm coming in a little bit calm. So hang on to
Okay.
your hat. So what?
They'll change of pace. Keep them guessing.
Change of pace. But it's still my story and I'm sticking to it. Hey.
I heard that.
So you know what? I realize I'm not gonna get too aggravated with this season of Sister Wives because it is a year old. It's a whole year behind, right?
Right.
So what I'm focusing on is Special Forces because it's this year. It was actually filmed, I believe, in June of this year. So that is the most current thing. And I've been studying Cody like I'm a damn psychiatrist, psychologist, and I don't have a degree in either. But I saw your thing on communication.
Mm-hmm.
No, we got it wrong. Cody knows how to communicate. His communication is manipulation. He is the ultimate grifter con man. That he does not have a good bone in his body. And I'm just even more irritated because he done fooled my Brooklyn ass from season 1. With his little puppy dog and shaking his head and everything is nice. First of all, side note, they're all a bunch of liars. Every single last one of them. Christine, to Mary, to Janelle. And Janelle, I think that's the one you need to try to get an interview with. I'm still looking at her sideways. I never really liked her from day one, but I'll get to that in a moment. Getting with Cody. Finally, so last week's episode was preempted by the football game, and I saw it this week, and I'm watching, and they did a little more focus on him. But when you looked at in the mess hall when they were eating, he wasn't eating. He had a table full of pills that he looked like he was putting maybe in a soup bowl. This man is, and the training that he got when they were lifting those chains, he's telling I think East or somebody, one of the other men, because there was only 2 men left, go up like a billy goat. And when he did that, James, something clicked. This man got trained proper. He's going to be there till the end. Whether they tell him pass or not is another story, but he's there till the end.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
he got trained proper. Like really, he never breaks a sweat. He never wants to give up. He never says he can't do it. And this is how he's been in life. Like we think he's an idiot with his finances. He's not an idiot. He knows what he's doing. He wants to move and do what he wants to do. And the women were the mobile banks. So he would get those balloon loans. So he would have the balloon mortgages. He would have to move. He manipulated his life the way he wanted to live it. It was his circus and everybody was the monkeys. And even Miss Janelle. But Janelle, I think I said it to you in a previous talk. Janelle is really the male version of Cody, but she's not malignant. She gives it to you with this little smile and like she's businesslike and nothing bothers her. It kind of bothered her now when she was left with nothing, right? All of a sudden, she had to fight for Coyote Pass and she had to enlist Mary. And getting back to it, I don't know if you checked the Facebook page, because that's me sending all those little old clips that come my way. I'm like, oh, there's the proof. Let me send it to James. There is one where they're saying, now hear this. When Mary and Cody were newlyweds and they wanted a place to live, they rented an apartment in Janelle's house. Now, I don't know if Janelle was already divorced from her brother because they said Janelle's house. But in another clip I sent you, here's Janelle with a bold-faced lie that I just wanted to throat punch her like nobody's business. She comes out and she says, well, I knew Cody and I knew Mary, and, it was my dirty little secret. They were like my secret polygamous friends. Bitch, you were married to his brother. What the fuck are you saying it was a secret? You were married, and I think, this is just me speculating as a woman of a certain age who's seen a lot of shit. I think that Janelle fell for Cody while she was married to Mary's brother. And she manipulated her way to get him as a husband. And the only way is as a grown ass woman, an educated, independent woman. You're all of a sudden, you're going to turn to polygamy. Someone as independent as Janelle, please. She was stigmatized. She wanted that man. And then all of a sudden she had her talk with God, or what is it that they call it? When they
the revelation.
Oh yeah, a revelation. Yeah, God's going to tell you convert to this. It's not even a real religion. Convert to this practice so you can take your sister-in-law's husband. Stop. Stop. And I almost watched this week's episode when they did the NDA, but I think that's a publicity stunt. No one's going to do an NDA. And then that he said he was going to do a side deal, I think it's another publicity stunt, because we all know he wasn't going to be able to do a side deal. There's just no way. I mean, granted, I do have a real estate agent license, but I haven't practiced in eons. But even I know you were not going to be able to do a deal. There was too many names on the deeds. The deeds were already changed. There's no way you were going to do a back deal. And then there goes Janelle, his partner in crime, say, yes, he could do it. Yes, he could do it. I don't know what she said in the show, when that episode aired, but she is always his partner in crime. And I don't know if she did it just because she wanted this sale to go through. She's doing it to help him get a show, but he's not going to get a show, neither he or Robin. They hated him in Special Forces. People that don't even know him in the Special Forces Facebook page don't like him. The DMs didn't like him either. The drill masters or drill sergeants. There's one of them that he looks at Cody and he looks like he's gonna spit nails. So that redemption arc is over. So I've been hearing a lot about David telling Christine, you got to watch your money, you got to watch what you're doing. It could be that maybe season 21, like you said, it might not air. You're the expert on TLC. Like I said, I don't have the channel anymore, but I think that's it. Like there's a lot more. There's this weird relationship that Janelle had with Cody's dad. In one of the episodes, she's saying how they used to argue toe to toe and have screaming fights. Who the hell has screaming fights with their father-in-law? Okay, granted, he was married to your mother, but and then for all intents and purposes, Cody married his stepsister. So this is these people they saw, Christine gave them a golden opportunity. And it's like, we have a saying in Spanish, el que vive de ilusión y muere de desengaño. And it's like, if you live in a dream state, you're going to wake up in a nightmare. And I think that's what happened to Christine. She started this whole journey. They were dirt poor. They didn't have anything. And maybe in her heart of hearts, Christine knew this is the only way she would get any financial traction to end the nightmare. Because you're not going to tell me that seeing what Mary went through the last 10 years, you're always going to talk about your intimacy, when in reality, you should have been talking about what a shit father he was. Because how do you not go into all those houses and make sure that the refrigerators are full and the cupboards are full? How do you not go into the family pantry and say, okay, Janelle needs this, Christine needs this, Robin doesn't need this? Stop. it's just like just this one big gas. I think we all been gaslighted into the show, and TLC just needs to give it up, because to actually put on TV, this is like, you know, dial the booty you want to be with tonight. This polygamy. I don't want wife number one. I want wife number 10. It's like, you know, this man sits down with the smorgasbord of wives and he could choose who he wants. And there's no responsibility and no accountability. And it would be fucking awesome if polygamy was legalized, just to get it out of the dark, just to see how many roaches are going to come out when you put the light on.
Right, right. Well, because the thing is that I don't think that the people who, part of the problem with polygamy is that the people who benefit from it, the people who participate in it, do so because of the benefits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They like the secrecy. And if you try to pull it into the light and say, okay, we're going to legalize it, all they'll do is just pressure the women to go to the older system. I mean, because it's supposed to be religious and sanctified. And that's part of the reason why they have the secret marriages and all that. Is because they don't want people in their business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but now with all of the exposure, because it's gotten so much more traction, you know, I think it's going to be harder to make these women walk in secret. I think it's going to be real harder. And whatever you could do to put a dent is going to put a dent. And Cody killed his redemption arc totally and completely by the way Garrison's death was handled. And this is where it is. He got too slick for his own good. Because if he was smart, he would have faked it. Because we all know he don't feel nothing for any of his children. I think they've reached a certain age and he doesn't know how to love them. So they're just a problem, or they could go away. The way he could have been, you know, he could have cried more. He could have reached out or done whatever, but he doesn't care. So he thought by focusing on what a good provider I was, what a good dad, I sold signs, and that's the hardest thing in the world. No, buddy, you had the opportunity. You had 3 episodes and you jacked it up. But just to get back to special forces, so he did reach out to McKelty, and McKelty is feeling all kinds of way about that episode. But hear this, McKelty's the only child who has a popular social media platform.
Right.
So why didn't you reach out to Madison, who just gave birth to your 4th grandchild? Why don't you reach out to Gabe, who's in Chicago and is still lost in the sauce? And I'm still trying to figure out why he jacked up Gabe's chances to do, you know, what he wanted to do in life when he was in high school, because he had like a football thing going on, right?
Right.
So, you know, he picked the certain ones that he wanted to see succeed. And then the other ones he didn't care because he was too busy wrapped around with Robin, who's too busy securing her financial dynasty.
Right. Right.
So I don't know. There's just he I just cannot wait. You know, I'm dreaming of that forensic audit that, you know, may or may not come. Maybe I need to do a rosary or two. But yeah, and I just laugh when they say they consider Cody progressive, probably because he didn't outwardly abuse his wives and children, but he certainly did it inwardly. He did it emotionally. And that's the worst abuse there is.
Well, I think that he took advantage of the system. Like when he because that's what I was saying during the I don't know if it was a communication one or the other one. But when I was talking about, it was the other one. When I was talking about polygamy, like when it comes down to it, it's just a matter of the system, the institution itself of polygamy has built-in safeguards. And the guys who are involved with those safeguards, you know, if they take full advantage of it, it could be dread awful. It can almost seem like the dark ages. But if you're a progressive type person in that relationship, that just means you're not fully abusing your wives. It just means that you don't take full advantage of it because you don't have to. And you can be fully, you know, you can be progressive because when things get tight, you can always fall back on, you know, you can always pull those tools out the bag because they're there for you. They're available to you. It's just a matter of whether you want to use it or not. It's what we see when Cody starts talking about, I just want to get this deal done and tell him, shut up and just do what I say. That's him reaching into the bag. when he says
Right.
that we're going to go back to from this point forward, we're going to go back to patriarchy because I want to take control of my family. That's him reaching into the bag. And the only reason why he doesn't have the support of his community, his culture, and everything else is because they moved away. If they would still been living in Utah, if they would have been facing being shunned by not only the church, but potentially by their family, their friends, and everything else. They might have been kicked out of a lot of social circles. So, I mean, the system is built. Like it's already there. That's why I'm saying like a lot of the people who are benefiting from it, they're not like, even with what Janelle said, like if we make polygamy legal, then people won't participate in it. That should tell you all you need to know. Because the only reason why people participate in it is because they get the benefits of it.
And then how she defends polygamy. Like, why are you going to get mad at David about what he said? Polygamy is far more detrimental to women than monogamy. That's like a whole nother conversation topic. And I know you're trying to give everybody a chance. So I'm going to make one last point and shut my mouth. Did you see the latest episode of Special Forces?
Yes.
Okay, so you notice how when the DMs told him, let everyone know breakfast is ready and it's going to be a hard day. What does he go and tell them? Everything but. Why? Because he wanted to have that edge when they got caught. But if it wasn't for Sean asking, they wouldn't have known. And then what killed me is, and I'm glad, they could have won that last challenge, but she was discounting Cody. But okay, excuse me as I choke when I say this. He was right. He was right. But because he's such a jackwagon, nobody wanted to listen to him. So they got caught. But they wouldn't have gotten caught. But when I saw Sean, I saw me. It's like she looking at this man like she could have killed him with daggers. But that statement that he made, what was it? What people think about me won't change who I am, or what people think about me won't change how I act. So in other words, you could give him 800. You could try to tell him, listen, Cody, you need to do this, you need to that, and he won't do it. Like, he knows that he's a shit person, but he's not going to change the way he is. And he said it. He told us right there who he was. I'm a piece of shit. I'm always going to be a piece of shit, and you're going to have to deal with it. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. All right. Well, thank you for calling in, Linda. I appreciate you.
All right. Take care.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right. Next up, we have Raider Ma in the house. What's going on?
Hey, hon. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit under the weather with my voice, but I've been trying to get caught up with you guys, and I keep falling asleep and stuff. This season is killing me. You guys are the only reason I'm watching. There's no reality on this anymore. Am I supposed to believe that Cody's gonna have facial hair and Robin doesn't like it, and then all of a sudden now he's shaving and stuff? Like, who has been married, long enough believes that?
Right.
Listen, like, I'm gonna tell you a very quick story, and before I forget, Linda, thank you so much. My mom and my aunties said the saying that you said. I started screaming. I'm at work. I started screaming when I heard you. I grew up with that saying, and this other one that goes, "Dime lo que te sobra y te diré que careces." It means tell me what you have a lot of, and I will tell you what you're lacking. Wow. And that is Cody. He's that kind of guy. And I grew up around guys like that, but thank God I grew up around a lot of strong women to be able to distinguish better.
Right.
And he's that kind of guy that they're larger than life. They tell you everything that they think you want to listen to. And they're just an empty shell. That's who they are. Like, in what planet Robin doesn't even keep up with her roots, but Cody has more Botox that knows what to do with.
Right.
Like, his face don't move. And he has had the same hair everywhere, it seems like, for the longest time. Oh, I'm going to kiss you more. First of all, that conversation would have never happened in my house, and if it did, it wouldn't be in camera. That my husband is telling me like you're not giving me enough kisses, and I'm gonna shave my face to see if you can smoosh me. Who does that? Especially after like you seen that woman give birth. Like, are you guys that shallow? Like, are you guys on that level of relationship? The facial
Right.
hair is what stop you from getting it on or not?
Right.
Come on,
Right.
stop insulting our intelligence, our grown ass adults
Right.
intelligence.
Especially after 15 years, I would assume that if your wife doesn't like something, you would well know that she doesn't like it. You know what I mean? Like it would be a, hey, by the way, we've been married for 15 years, and that thing you've been doing, I'm going to tell you for the first time that I don't appreciate it. You know, like you would have
Exactly.
been, no, like you would have been, like maybe the first or second date, like, yeah, that thing on your lip, yeah, you have to shave. You know,
And maybe even some compromise. Like my husband didn't like having a beard. I talked him into it, but I also learned how to trim it and blend it and fade it. So you see, it is a compromise. It's like, you want me to keep a beard? I don't know, always have the time or want to be messing with it or go to the barber shop. Hey,
right,
I'll promise you, I'll help you always look clean.
right,
That is my commitment because I really like that beard.
right. Like I want it, so I'm going to help you with it. Yeah, it's for me. So
Same thing with my hair. If I want to go get my hair done, I have never heard a beep out of that man because he likes me to keep it long and natural and stuff, and that has some cost. It's part of being grown and married, but these people are just giving us the kind of content that is like, who do you think we are? You
right,
know, it's not believable. Christine and David seem to be now like manufacturing controversy or I don't know, or angst. Mary has a new roommate. Who the hell is she? Is she coming out? Like, that's what I'm waiting for. Just go ahead and come out and just leave it. You know, that's where you were meant to go all along, girl. But, you know, it's like she cannot even carry her own non-existent storyline. So now you're bringing somebody else with no explanation. Even when they were moving them tables, that girl, Robin's daughter, seemed like she was gonna start crying just carrying the table. Like, I was actually paying attention. I'm like, oh, something's gonna happen. They're gonna talk about something emotional. She's gonna cry. Oh no, that's the way she looks like.
right, right. Yeah, because they're terrible actors. That's all. They're just terrible actors. They're going into the scene hot.
I hope you review something else because I love you guys and I have found a community with you all. But it's like, it's my IQ is decreasing on a weekly basis with these people, you know. And then I have my husband who pretends not to watch right next to me, yelling at the TV too. And I'm trying to make sense and explain to him, kind of defend the undefensible. It is rubbish. It's garbage. Rubbish, like Christine, who just left the country one damn time and now rubbish everything.
It's rubbish. Rubbish, I say. Well, you know, I will say this. I think that TLC, because I noticed something with because I stopped after this episode of this season of 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. I'm done with not Sister Wives. I'm done with 90 Day Fiance. I can't do it anymore. And part of my challenge with that, and I think it applies to what you're saying, because now that I think about it, I think it goes to Sister Wives too. A lot of it, the problem I have is the fact that it's so juvenile. Like the discussions they have are usually from people who are like in high school, where you sit around and pretend like, yeah, I can get married and open up my relationship and it won't cause any problems. Or, you know, everything can be solved if I argue with my wife, if I take her upstairs and sleep with her, everything will be fine. You know what I mean? That's just not how life works. You know what I mean? It's a very juvenile way of approaching it.
Like the whole reason why at least we started in my family watching these shows, when it came to Sister Wife, I do come and I will go to one of those Saturday things because it's kind of crazy. I didn't realize that a lot of people didn't have a bunch of grandparents, you know, a bunch of grandmas, like in my case, until I started in school and kids call me a liar. And I'm like, but I have 5 grandmas. Well, my grandfather was a non-religious polygamist and I did not know that, but I have 5 grandmas. you know. So I've seen how it can sort of work, but he wasn't married to any of those ladies. He had kids with them and supported 5 different households.
Right.
But that, the fact that he took care of my family didn't mean that he was what we would call a standard good father, but it did work for them. So I was curious to see how using religion, being from a different ethnic background, like how can they make it work? I'm a foreign person, came into this country with my husband. We met outside of this country and came together to this country. So I wanted to see the 90-day fiance thing. And listen, there's aspects of truth on both shows, but the reality is just so ridiculous. Like there's no need to exaggerate the madness that it is having 5 different families or moving across the world with a new person, a new country, a new language, a new culture, a new everything. There's no need to make nothing up. It is crazy. Believe me, it is. And it can be really funny if you show it all. But they insult us by picking and choosing what they think we need to see or how we need to see it. Just
Right.
trust the process. Show us everything and let us choose. Hey, this is good. This is not good. But I think part of their editing too is whitewashing, is just cleaning too much of the whole reason why we're here. We want to see other people, other alternative families going through their struggles and hopefully making it to the other side intact, like we hope in our families to be. There's no right way to be a family or not. It is what it is. You come together how you come together and you
Right.
make it what you do. But let us see, that is the beauty of this tapestry. Just see how everybody can try to make it in this country and in this world. But right now it's just so generic that I can't identify with anything they do or say anymore.
Right.
It feels almost like I'm wasting my time by watching. It used to be relief and like a good topic of conversation at home. Like, do you remember when we left? Do you remember this or stuff like that? Now it's like there is no damn way this is happening. Like,
Right.
no way. In the 15 years and mustache situation, that took me over the edge. That was it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys. I love you all. Hopefully we can find another show to commiserate around and not these people.
Right, right. Well, actually, I have some things in the work. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy it. And speaking of which, hopefully you and your husband can watch those, and it'll create like conversation topics for you to have.
Yes, sir.
Getting
Looking forward. Love you
this
guys.
conversation.
Have a wonderful evening.
You as well, Raider Mike. Enjoy the rest of your time at work. Hopefully, you're off soon, and you'll be home with the family.
Believe you me, trust and believe. That's what I'm hoping to.
Boring at work, exciting at home. There you go.
Yes, but my love to Linda, you just talk like my aunties. You made my night, girl.
Well, thank you so much, Raiders. I appreciate you.
Good night.
Good night. Awesomeness. Awesomeness. Before I go on to Megatron, we had a super chat come through from Darlene Hall 4022 with the $2 super chat. Said, I agree with you 100%. I think she's talking about Raiders mom came in, killed it for us. Appreciate you, Darlene. Let me give you a little something. All right. Then we have Megatron in the house. What's going on, Megatron? How you doing?
Hey, James. Hey, my tech family. What's going on, y'all?
What's happening? How you been?
Man, listen, I was late. I was napping. I had a rough day today, boy. What?
They getting ready for it, huh?
It's the Metro grade, man. These kids are something happening. Something wrong, something ain't right. But I had to come home from work, take a little nap today, because, oh, Lord. But, I was laying here cackling at Raiders mom. I agree with everything she said too. But I said, you know what? I ain't gonna come in tonight, James. I ain't gonna be hollering and cussing like I normally do. But I just wanted to ask, did y'all peep Robin trying to emotionally manipulate them about her and Cody tag teaming? Oh, guys, what do you think about us selling Coyote Pass? Ari, did you hear that? And that little girl scrunched her face up and said, "Is that all?"
Yeah.
I said, womp, womp, womp. Yep, that one didn't pass. Yep, she didn't pass the vibe check. She called your ass out so quick at that table. That
You
little
know what
girl,
that felt like? That felt like I don't know if you're familiar with Ruby Frankie. She was like the passenger six, and then she eventually got convicted for mistreating her kids. Like,
okay, yeah, no, I'm not. But I've
yeah,
heard about it though. I've heard about it.
because she used to do stuff like that. She would do content, and she would film her family, and then when her family, like the kids, would get tired of being filmed, like because
Yeah.
basically the mom was filming them. She was making good, right, crazy money on
Ooh.
YouTube. She was making insane money, huge channel, and she wasn't really sharing it with the kids. She was just basically, pocketing herself, and so the kids weren't into it at all. And she would like, okay, we're going to present this, and she was giving them notes on how they should act, and if they were like not
Mm.
excited about stuff, she would be like, okay, cut, and she'd cuss the kids out. Like they would release those tapes, like the beat sides or whatever.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I was like, did anybody else like, but that's how you see the older ones fell into the trap. Oh my God, like it just was a representation of how our family was gonna. And I'm like, ain't this the same child that went to school with Janelle's daughter and would bypass in the halls at one speed?
right.
But
Well, I mean,
now we all
the whole thing is, if you want to have a relationship with your siblings, it's as simple as picking up the
call them,
phone and
call
calling.
them.
A piece of land isn't bringing you together as a family.
Nobody. When anytime they wanted to get together, Rob and Cody, y'all had every excuse not to get together. Like, make it make sense. Like,
Right.
I was like, okay, am I peeping this emotional manipulation fail here? Because that girl was like, is that it? Like, we trying to eat. Why are we talking about Coyote Pass? Do we ever talk about Coyote Pass? No.
Yeah, we don't care about no Coyote Pass.
Yeah. Like, then she try to save it and say, well, oh, it means we can't go out there anymore. And then she just still had this look like, when do we go out there? See, Ari's gonna be the one. She's gonna be the one to blow the cover off of everything. Listen, y'all, it's all a lie. What's that meme with Carly Red? It was all a lie. It was all a lie. It's gonna be Ari. And then also, did you guys peep gosh, what was the oh yeah, Raiders mom talked about Mary moving into Rando. I said, listen, I told y'all she getting closer to that closet door, y'all. She working up her nerve. She working up her nerve. But James, listening to you talk the other night, you was like how you can hear the hurt in Mary's voice, and you can see it in her face and her tears. And you were saying, "Oh, I felt so bad." And I'm just saying, "No, I don't feel bad for her though. I still can't feel bad for Mary." Even though in that moment, James, I swear I was like, damn, that's fucked up, man. They shouldn't have done Mary like that. Well, they told you don't take your ass over there, and you took your ass over there. So hard head, soft ass, that's just what it is. You spent how long? No matter what nobody said to her about these people. No, 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 no. They're good people. I'm gonna sacrifice my marriage. I'm gonna sacrifice my money. Like what?
Right.
More. These people have never ever showed you they cared about you, they loved you, and they was gonna protect you. They didn't show it to you when Robin came in their family. They didn't show it when y'all moved to Vegas. Why did you think they were gonna do it with Coyote Pass when they've never done it before? So
Well,
I'm like,
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The only reason I think I felt bad for her because genuinely that was the first time Mary, to me, that was the first time. Like I think she's been emotional on the show, but that was like truly the first time I think Mary demonstrated
she
that she
accepted
actually
it.
felt betrayed. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think it's she finally accepted. Oh, what everybody's saying was true.
Mhm.
I think the hurt was more so. I feel like the biggest dumb
Dumbass.
fool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think the hurt came from they've been telling me for 20 years and I didn't listen.
Right. Well, the one thing I will say, kind of in tandem to what you said, is that every now and again she'll get on like between her and Jen, they'll get on like Instagram or they'll do an interview where she kind of says that a fan will come up and say something to her and she'll either dismiss that fan or say like, you know, that person doesn't know my life or blah blah blah. But basically the fans that come up to Mary are typically on Mary's side.
Yes.
And they're trying to warn you about the things that they're seeing and you're dismissing them. And to your point, I think that that's where it gets kind of weird because what you're feeling is what the fans have been trying to
Try
warn
to
you about.
tell your hard-headed ass,
Yeah.
but you didn't listen.
Hard head make
2
us soft
ears.
ass. That's what my
2 ears, and you just didn't listen. So
right.
that's, I think, for personally, it's I'm one of those people that, you know what? Take your ass over there and get your ass bit by that dog. Don't come over here hollering because I ain't giving you no ice pack. I ain't rubbing no nail spawn on it. I ain't washing it. I ain't taking you to the doctor. You gonna sit there and you gonna hurt and see. Now you ain't gonna take your ass back over there and stick your hand in that dog cage so he can bite your ass again. See, Mary was the keep putting her hand in the cage, get bit. Oh, you would doctor her up, and then she go right. Soon she's doctored up, she go right back over there, stick her hand. And okay, how many times are you gonna let these two vipers bite you before it clicks? I think it finally clicked, and it's like, oh my gosh, everything everyone has said is true. And I now, and same with McKelty. She's going through the same thing. That's why she's so hurt. Oh, you watched them turn on why did you think you were special?
Right.
So I mean, just me personally, I'm a little hard ass, but I couldn't feel bad for Mary. I really couldn't. I really, really couldn't. Cause I'm like, now you seeing it, girl. So now you see it. Take it for what it is. Make better choices when it comes to those people. Quit defending it. And I'm saying to myself, and she still defended them to a degree. That's why it's still like, you know what? That's what your ass get. That's why that bitch your ass the last time.
Right.
And you still trying to defend her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also weird that looking back on that's the one thing with being on TV. Cause the one line where Janelle's like, yo, we might have to get a lawyer. Why you think we're gonna need some lawyers?
Janelle, no, did you hear the bass in her voice? Janelle, why do you think we need to do that?
You don't think
Now
we
look
can
at
arrest
you.
them?
Now look at you. I'm only talking to him through my lawyer. And she said as soon as her attorney got involved, Cody wouldn't talk to her no more.
Right.
And trying to make her ass sign a non-disclosure or confidential, whatever the hell he was trying to make her sign.
NDA is basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what everybody's been telling your dumb ass is actually it. Maybe Jen forced her to see, like, girl.
Right.
And it's only so much Jen can do. Poor Jen. I feel bad for her. Because she's trying to tell you and you don't listen.
Right.
And then Cody, well, Jen's my nemesis. I bet she is.
Well, it always hurts when you have somebody telling you not to do something. But
Yeah.
I gotta let you go, Megatron, so I can get
All right, y'all. But like I said, I ain't come in hot tonight. I want to keep it, keep a little PG.
You gotta keep them on their toes, Megatron. You can't come in the same way every time. Sometimes
Just a little bit. Got to,
sometimes the back door, sometimes just climb through the window.
You know what I mean? Confuse the enemy. Come down the chimney, Santa Claus. Right. I'm hoing around here. No, I'm just messing.
Wow.
Well, thank you for taking my call, y'all.
All right. Thank you so much, Megatron. I'll talk to you.
Good night.
All right. All right. Next up, we got Christian Fire. What's going on? How you doing?
Hey, James. How are you?
Doing very well.
So I watch. I'm usually like your rewatch crew, because going to sleep early and all that stuff. And I saw where you were saying in one of your videos that you were going to address the pop psych thing with McKelty and Tony. So I don't really want to ruin that for you, but I feel like we need to talk. So, okay, of all this time with McKelty, and I think even Maddie too came out and Peyton talking about Mary and how she was with them when they were younger, right? Mm. Well, Pop Psych's wife did ask her, ask McKelty if she could clarify about the Mary stuff, right?
Yeah.
From what I understood, from what McKelty said, basically Mary just hollered all the time. She was hollered all the time at the kids. You need to do this correctly and do this correctly by whatever our religion states, and this is how you should act. I didn't get any inkling that there was anything physical going on. Now, if that was me, if I was Mary, first of all, I would never. But if that was me, I would be ticked off because y'all been dragging my name for years, talking about, oh, Mary this and Mary that, and Mary's abusive. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say that word on here, but I would be ticked off. Would you not? And then she gonna come on here talking about it was hollering. Maybe I misheard, but I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Because this is my issue. Because I'm on the same team. So I can get that right out there, no mystery, right? My position has always been, if you're going to make that kind of accusation about somebody, especially Peyton first, then I think it was McKelty, then Maddie, I think came in a little. She said some stuff, but then she kind of retracted. They've all come out and basically insinuated that if this information, if they told their story, it's so bad that they would cancel the show, not kick Mary off or tell her she can't be on the show. They pull a whole plug on the whole damn show. Like, that is insanity, especially when you take into account, and maybe that's just like talk, but when you take into account some of the people that TLC has put on their airwaves, and to say that TLC is going to pull the show, holy shit. Like, there must be some, like, she must be out back, throwing matches at kids after she give them gasoline baths, because there's no way. Like, TLC is nuts. Like, they have literal felons on the show. They put felons on their air. So there's that part. Then you get into like when and this is one of the craziest things too. They're like, oh, she was abusive. Well, what did she do, Christine? Well, it was one time the kids went to the store. They didn't have enough money and they asked for 10 cents. And she said, don't go down there begging for money. Well, that's not appropriate. Like, that's not.
I'll be the same. Hold on. Why are you in here asking for change, making me look broke? Get in the car.
Right. Because and I said that earlier. I said that one time. I think I was talking to my wife about it. And I was like, it's weird because I come from a time when, people were very proud, and even if you knew, like I knew kids in both ponds. Like, I knew very rich kids and I knew very poor kids. Right. And the craziest part is especially the poor kids, their parents were so proud. Like, they didn't want you out begging for nothing. They didn't want you asking for shit. Right. And that was, and that when I heard that story, that's what that sounded like to me. One, you don't want your kid out there begging. And I understand, like, they didn't have enough money for candy. But if we tell our kids don't take candy from strangers, I damn sure don't want them taking money to buy candy from strangers.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Like, it's just, when I heard the story, I was like, it's got to be more to it.
But then you hear McKelty also talk about how she went to a party and got so drunk and her mom and daddy picked her up and nobody said nothing to her on the way home. That my mama would never. And on top of it, then they were talking about like how she got caught in her room with her little girlfriend from school and stuff. She's lucky all she had was hollering, because if my mother would have caught me doing any of that, they'd have shipped me off somewhere. Yeah, we wasn't rich enough for boarding school, but she would have sent me somewhere because to save me from getting beat.
For sure. And I tell you what, by the time I hit 18, it would have been nothing but Army brochures, Marines. You need to find something to do with yourself. You need to find a place to be, because you're not gonna be in the house. And that was one of my mom's big things too. Like, my mom and my dad. Like, you can go out and you can do what you got to do to grow up, but what you can't do is disrespect the house.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You don't disrespect, like, you can't be coming any old time you want. The condition that you come home in, you couldn't go out and get fired up and come home slurring and dragging and tripping over stuff. I do appreciate the fact that, if you get yourself in a bad situation, call me. I'll come get you. But understand, we're going to have a conversation. Like, this is not like a free ride. Like, okay, you go out and get bombed out, and then you call me, and then we're not going to ever discuss it again. Like, no, we're going to talk about it. And then the other thing, because on Pop's site, because I did see it, And I do have to do the video that I want to do, but with that, she was asked directly, what was the thing that Mary did? Like an example of what Mary did that was abusive. And I'm like, okay, we about to get into it, y'all. Here we
Mm-hmm.
go. Here we go. From the horse's mouth, as they say. And she said, well, there was a time I was over at Mary's house with all the other kids, and it must have been about 6 of us, which is a lot of kids to watch by yourself. Let's be very clear about it. That's a lot of kids. 6 kids is a lot of kids.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, and they were sitting there playing at the table, making faces at each other. And none of them really like Mary's food, so they probably not eating Mary's food, and they probably playing with Mary's food. And this is during the time when they had food insecurity, so they barely putting food on the table. And I remember, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
young man, you don't waste food. Like, so if they put it in front of you, you eat what's on your plate, and if you want something else, you got to finish what you have first, and then you go get what you want. That's pretty much
Mm-hmm.
how they ran it. But you can't play with food. Like, you don't play around with food because that my money went on that food. I work hard for my money. And then she turned around and said, yeah, we were sitting there playing. Mary saw us. She said, stop playing. And, we're kids. We look at her and we keep playing. And then Mary gets mad and she picks me out and puts me in another room. And I hear them in there still joking around. My thing was like, I was kind of in my mind when she said, I was like, stop right there. She told you to stop and you kept going? And you mad because she put you in timeout?
And she put you in a room. It's not like she put her in like a cage. Like, I just don't understand why they're dragging this lady's name like that. At least put something out there. If you're going to sit there and you're going to call somebody an abuser, okay, which is what they've been doing,
Right.
then you need to come with receipts. You need to come with facts. And it better not be, oh, she put me in a room, put me in timeout, or she yelled at me one time because I asked for change at the store. Maybe in their culture, I don't know. I don't know. But to me, that's crazy. Like, they need to apologize to that woman, or they need to come out and say what really happened. One of the two. Because everybody on here now for years, because I think I started watching you probably back in like 2022, 2023 sometime. And so I watch pretty much every episode, and every now and then I'll catch a live. And so we've gone through the books, everything that you've done, I've been there with you. So we've seen it, we've heard it. Okay.
Right.
My thing is, you cannot go around calling somebody that and you don't prove it. You don't provide the facts. You don't provide any of that stuff. They need to apologize to her or put the stuff out there, because honestly, if you think about some of the stuff that these kids was doing, and now that it's coming out in the wash after the fact, of course, they're not going to show McKelty, going out getting drunk at her age and all that stuff on TV. If you think about all that stuff, and the one time that they went to the pizza place and Mary, was she yelling at Peyton? I think it was about stop hitting your siblings and y'all. And then she turned on everybody and she was like, y'all need to start treating each other nice, or whatever that was. That would not even constitute me as getting in trouble. Like, if my mom talked to me like that when I was a kid, I'd have just been like, okay, yes, ma'am, and just went on about my day, right? Like, that would have not ever computed in my mind as abuse. I just don't understand where they're getting this from and what their definition of abuse is. But if I was married, that would piss me off, just period. So she should clap back at them kids. That would be me.
Well, because I agree. And maybe that's I'm glad you said that, because I hadn't considered that before. And it could just be a generational difference, a cultural difference, because like you said, if I was cutting up and I didn't have any steps, or bonus siblings, but if I was in a situation where I was doing something, I was picking on my brother or a cousin or a smaller kid or what, friend of the family or anybody,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom came in and was like, y'all not gonna be out here. Or better yet, I'll give another example. Because they used to have a thing, my parents were real big on, you're not gonna embarrass me in public. They take you out somewhere, you can't be out there acting a fool.
Yep.
And mom and dad be, because they'll pull you aside and they'll read you the riot act. And again, like you just said, if you got read the riot act because you out there acting a fool, I'm not gonna walk away like, she's so abusive. Like, I don't even register. Like, they be like, yeah, I had that one coming. Thank God she ain't, give me the look, and I'll be dancing in the basement later. You know what I mean? Like, cause she already told me don't make an ass of myself and don't embarrass her. So I already violated that rule. So I'm getting off easy. Like to me, that would have been like, yeah, I'd have looked at that like, thank goodness all she did was talk to me.
After that second time, you won't catch me taking off running, but I know
Yeah,
I'm gonna get it when she catch me.
yeah, because I don't remember ever like because it was all that was another thing that with my I guess it shows maybe walking me down memory lane because I also remember my parents saying don't make me tell you shit twice. You know what I mean? Like that was the thing. Don't have me repeat myself. Like I'm not gonna sit up here and keep telling you not to do something. You're gonna look me in the face and keep doing it because one, she already told you once, and now you're making her tell you twice. And then the fact that you went back and she told you not to do it, you look her in the face and you knowingly disrespect her by going back and doing the things she told you not to do. And then you hear the other cliche thing, which is, oh, see, you think you grown. Oh, you think you grown. You just gonna come in and do whatever you want to do. I tell you don't do something, and you just gonna do it anyway because you think you grown. Okay. And that's how you get, that's when it get, problematic. So, but I agree with
Honestly,
you.
though, that gentle parenting that you know how Christine had got mad at Mary for Peyton and the kids at the pizza place, right?
Mm,
I feel like if that gentle parenting, whatever Christine was doing, if you want to call it that, or however she was parenting, right? If that had been working, they wouldn't have been in the predicament at the pizza place that they were in. So somebody needs to step up and say, hey, we can go home right now. Pack it up. Y'all gonna eat beanie weenies tonight. Pack it up. Get in the car. Right? Like,
everybody
I don't
getting a peanut
understand.
butter sandwich, no jelly, because apparently y'all got too much sugar in you already. So
Like,
choke
just
sandwiches
crazy.
for everybody.
But yeah, I did also want to say, with the whole Robin and Cody thing, Robin got Cody to buy this new house. She got her a newer house that she ain't got all that maintenance on like the other one. Okay. She has got the ick. Cody has done messed up. The other women done left him. She don't respect him. Okay. She don't want him touching her. She don't want him hugging on her, kissing on her, none of that. She is biding her time till she slaps him with that divorce and she takes everything he's got. But she's going to let him work and do his little special forces and whatever else he's going to do to put that money in that bank first. Robin is the type of woman, that's why she couldn't understand why Mary wanted to leave. She is the type of woman that is okay with Cody going to get a newer model, right? Because she's like, as long as I got the money, as long as I got the marriage certificate, she can't touch nothing anyway. I'm tired of him being in my bedroom. So go ahead, go get you a new one. Let's do sister wives again. So A, either they take another wife on, or B, she's going to wait and slap him with that divorce and take everything he has.
Right. Well, here's the thing, though. And let me ask you, because you brought that up. Do you think another wife would save the show? I don't think another wife would save the show because I don't think for them it'll move the needle.
They get
You
a
know what I mean?
season. That's about it. They get another season and then they get canceled.
Because it'll be like and just my gut reaction to it, my first blush reaction to them taking on another wife would be tantamount to watching them finding a new victim.
Yeah,
Like a new person.
for sure.
And it would be like to me that would be like creepy as hell. Like because already with wives who he had, Christine married Janelle, who he had for 30 years, 20, 30 years. He had these women for 20, 30 years. I was like, run, girl, run. But if a new girl, like, what we got to do? Push them down? Like, girl, get out of there.
But honestly, with all the evidence that is on video at this point of them two and the rest of the family dynamics, anybody that enters into a relationship with them, they deserve it, be honest with you. Because there's enough proof out there to be like, nah, get away from me. We ain't doing this.
Yeah, you there for a purpose. Like, you
yeah,
for a reason. But like I said, it's like a horror movie. Like, don't go in the basement. Why are you going in the basement? Ain't nothing in the basement. Ain't nothing down there for you. Yeah, that you want, So yeah.
And then when it's all said and done, guess what? It's gonna be Janelle and Cody sitting on that porch in North Carolina, and he gonna be over there running Tater Farms. Watch.
Yeah, right.
Watch. They had the most platonic relationship, and that was the one that could have withstood the test of time and everything else. It's gonna be Janelle and Cody. Watch.
Right. Do you think that's why she's not interested in taking another husband or pursuing romantic interests?
No, I think if it came along and Janelle was feeling it, she would. But
Right.
I think that Janelle wants to focus on herself and do what makes her happy, but she still has a thing for Cody. Janelle likes to put up a front. I kind of understand how she acts in that way because I'm similar, right?
Hmm.
I don't put all my feelings out there on the table, even with my husband. Like this past Friday was 10 years married, okay? My husband knows how I am, and he can pretty much, if I'm acting a certain way, he can guess what the underlying issue is, right? Janelle's the same way. She never puts it all out on the table. She's practical. She's not all about emotions and this and that. So when it does come time and Cody does come crawling back, because Janelle's going to be about the only one that he would be interested in at this point, right?
Right.
She's going to think about it from a practical standpoint, and the grandkids and everybody's here in North Carolina, and it's just me now. I wonder if we can make it work. We're both good with money, or I'm good with money. He's good with it. You know what I mean? So like,
Right.
if any of them, it will be Janelle. And I think Cody also is very insecure. That's the way that, because he primps himself like he does, and the Botox that they were mentioning on here and everything else that he's done. He is very insecure with himself, and it will be easier for him to go back to what he knows than to go find something unfamiliar.
Right. Right. Well, that and the fact that when you start stepping out, especially because your star isn't on the rise anymore. Because
Mhm.
even as a quick note, like I noticed there's another show out sponsored by Hulu called Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They have these young ladies and they're basically they're no LDS, but they're not, it's the same orbit as like Cody. Their shine comes from the same place that people were curious about Sister Wives. It's from that fruit of the same root, same tree. And what I noticed is their star is rising. Like one of the people, I think two of them were on Dancing with the Stars. One or two of them just did a late night show. One of the young ladies did the what was that the country music awards, the CMAs.
All
So
right.
they're expanding out, and Hulu is pushing them hard. Whereas if you flip it and look at like Sister Wives, they're not pushing Sister Wives nearly as hard. Like Cody stepped out, he did Special Forces, but they're not getting anywhere near, like, even if they do another reality show, they're not being invited to the CMAs. They've been on for 20 seasons and they've never done the CMAs. The last time they did like a national news run was in the first season where they did Oprah and Good Morning America,
Mhm.
all that second season. But after that, the rest of the 18 seasons, nothing. So like you said, I don't know. Like I just don't think that they have the juice. So for him to go out and find somebody whom he would think is appropriate to date, somebody who's attractive enough, this, that, and other, I don't think that person would be interested in him. And then you have Janelle sitting down there on top of all that good land,
Yep.
250 some odd acres, and she's talking about, oh, I got this business. She basically became the very thing Cody wants to be.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that there's a lot of incentive that he might try to weasel his way back in there. It just depends on how much damage he's done. And he has to, as it stands right now, or at least as it appears right now, he would have to work his way back in with her kids.
Janelle's kids were his favorite kids. You could tell that
Yeah,
from the early seasons.
absolutely.
You could tell the way he interacted with the kids. And I don't know if it was a male-female situation. I just think it was Janelle's kids he just meshed better with. And like Logan, he never really had to worry about him. Logan raised his damn self. Same for Aspen. And I would even say Mary's daughter, or sorry, not daughter now. I forget the name.
Leon.
Sorry. Leon, yes. I would even say maybe Leon too raised themselves, but yeah, for sure Logan and Aspen. But I think that Logan he had Janelle's household on lock, and so Cody never had to worry about anything. And then when Logan wasn't there, Christine was there. So, but then they also don't give Mary her flowers either when it comes to watching those kids and taking care of those kids early on, because everybody seems to think that she just worked her job and went home to her kid. But no, she did help Christine when Christine was pregnant and that she was working, and that she did help. And so I think that they're all equal. I don't like any of them above the other one. They've all been caught in lies. And all of them are boring on their own accord. It's the family dynamic when they're all together that made the show what it is. Sorry,
Yeah.
not sorry. All of y'all on the Brown family, y'all boring.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but you're right. I've said similar things. I don't know if I've said it online, but yeah. That's one of the struggles if they move into individual shows. It begs the question, and I think I asked this one time before, either on a live or maybe a members roundtable. The big question is, if they have a spinoff show, Sister Wives itself, the premise of the show was to see how polygamists exist in a monogamous world, essentially. What was the show? What is polygamy about? If Christine and David have a show, Mary and Jen have a show, Janelle and all the kids, Robin and Cody, what are their shows about? What are we watching? Watching Cody and Robin in their monogamous love, I can watch that already. Hell, I can watch that with the more Secret Lives of Mormon Wives women. And that's one of the challenges, is that they're the people that the issues that they would be facing usually are issues that younger people have to deal with and conquer, and it makes more sense to watch a younger person deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Also,
how to
I think
figure out.
something's popping up in my mind about, so I've seen something on TikTok about the Mormon wives. There was some kind of scandal when that had first
Yeah.
started, some kind of throuple going on or something weird like that. And I think that's what shot him up there.
Well, they were what shot them up was the fact that it came out that they were swinging.
That's right.
And
That's
so
right.
because the crazy part about it is they had the benefit of being a part of a very repressive, I don't want to say repressive, that's not fair. They're very hyper conservative as far as sexuality in the LDS church.
Yeah.
Right. And the fact that these women who are supposed to be very pious are coming out and they running freak shows, like they got the freak train running through the city. All of a sudden, it's like, whoa, these girls is nasty. And that's what shot them to the top. Because if it was a bunch of women from San Francisco or LA, New York, Miami, and you find out that a group of young women was swinging with their husbands, it wouldn't be a TV show. That'd be Tuesday night in Miami. Like, what are we talking about? But in Salt Lake City, in Utah, it's, oh my goodness, in the land of like the perfect people. No, they don't do that kind of stuff. But I did read like there was always that thing that they at one point, I think Utah was trying to outlaw one of the adult sites or whatever, and they were saying that like the adult site in retaliation had released their search engines. I think the searches that people use.
Oh, that was Ashley Madison, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't even Ashley Madison. This is like an adult site.
Oh, okay.
And the sites that they said there's a lot of stepmommy stuff.
Oh Lord.
And like that kind of weirdness, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, they put them on blast. But apparently, the freak, they let their freak flags fly. They just, do it in secret.
They just do it in secret, little secret parties. Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's your jam, that's your jam. But
my thing, as long as if everybody's an adult.
Yep.
And as long as everybody is consenting, meaning that they understand what they're involved with, then I have zero problems with it. You do what you got to do, boo boo. Because I'm
the
not
same.
But like I said, you got to be an adult, and you got to, you got to understand what you're getting involved with. So,
Yep.
But
all right, well, I'm gonna stop taking up all the time. Y'all go ahead.
No, I appreciate you. It was an awesome phone call. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Um, Give a shout out to Jody Periscala. I'll be calling you up next, Kitty. Uh, Jody Periscala with the $1.99 super chat. Uh, Maybe the only attention was acted out. I think talking about McKelty. Here's the thing, like I can see that, and that's one of the challenges that I think all the kids would have, especially as mentioned. I think that Janelle's kids, because I won't call them like they had the Golden Boys in with Janelle's kids between Logan and Hunter, and they had the kids that like, and even Maddie, their relationship with Cody was a lot different. And I think that Janelle also benefited because she was the mother of the progenitor of these children. Like she brought these children forth. So I think Cody spent more time with her because of that, and they appreciate it. And I think that McKelty and all of Christine's kids, maybe even potentially Leon, had a different experience with Cody. And because of that, I can see situations where you may act out because you're trying to get attention, you're trying to fit in with those kids. That being said, though, like not all attention is good attention. Like I'm not bashing him. I'm not bashing McKelty for suffering the trauma that she suffered as a young person, because I think that there's a lot of like having 18 kids, like let's put it where the goats could get it. Having 18 kids, there's no way in the world you're giving those kids what they need. Kids are going to fall through the cracks. And if they don't, that's not because of how awesome you are and amazing you are and how you calculate your time. And they didn't fall through the cracks because you were very lucky. They didn't fall through the cracks because you could have two kids, and kids are hard to keep up with because, ironically enough, as you guys well know, kids are people and they have their own thoughts, minds, drivers, imaginations, things that they want to do. And so they're trying to discover who they are and what they want and what they're going to be about. And as they're trying to discover themselves, there's going to be some speed bumps. And as parents, your job is not to just sit there and let your kids grow like weeds, but it's to try to provide some kind of guidance for them, not necessarily instruction as far as, they're your little puppets or robots, but you want to give them some guidance so that way, hopefully they're given information where they can make the best decisions for themselves. I understand that my kids are going to make mistakes. It's built into life like that. That's, and sometimes failures are lessons. Losing is a lesson. And I get that. But at the same time, if you can tell them, maybe help them to avoid some unnecessary pain, bumps, and bruises, why not do that too? But that's a good point. I'll take that under advisement. And check out my McKelty video when I drop that. Because I think that some of what you're saying might be answered in that video. All right. Thank you, Jody. Then we have Annie Banani. I wanted to make sure I was reading that right. Annie Banani with the $10 super chat. Annie Banani, love it. I can't stop thinking about how Robin and Cody have a sacred covenant that allows Robin to divorce Cody, so he can't treat her the way he did the OG3 post breakup. I don't think she ever intended to stay long term. I think that that's a fair assessment. And in addition, I think that it's crazy cruel that Robin, seeing how Cody was treating these other women, said to Cody out loud, and so much so and with such vigor, that they came up with an agreement that if you ever treat me like you treating them, go ahead and let me go. That says a lot. Especially when week after week we get to listen to Robin cry about how she thought the family was perfect and she can't believe that everybody wants to leave and it's so terrible that folks want to go. Like, you made a whole ass agreement around, if you start treating me how you're treating these women, because apparently it's bad enough that you want to make sure you have a hatch, an escape hatch in your relationship, that if you ever get treated like that, you can go ahead and hit the eject button and out you go. So, I mean, I think that that's kind of crazy too. That's insanity to me. But I do think that she started it out with, you have these women, they're providing this lifestyle. I get to be queen of the manor as long as you have these women. But now he's released these women, or these women not released them, but these women have left his ass, and he's faced with the reality that their relationship is now different. The agreement that they have is now different because she can't be the queen of the harem if there's no harem. All right. And, it's like, like technically on my take, I do a lot of the grunt work, the leg work and stuff. So because I don't have any employees, when stuff got to get done, I'm the employee. I mean, you can't be the boss of yourself. So she's looking at it. She's not the boss, and I think that's why she doesn't like it. How I'm gonna be in charge if there's nobody to be in charge of. So, and especially since she spent the last 20 seasons telling Cody that he was the boss and he was the king and he's making all the decisions because he's the leader, and now you don't have anybody. The only person he has to lead is you. So now you can't be the queen too. If you have a king and he doesn't have any subjects except for you, you are the subjects. You're not part of the royal family, boo boo. So I think that that's the reason why she built in the back door. But thank you, Annie Banani. Annie Banani. Then we had Raiders Ma, who gave an awesome phone call. By the way, $4.99 super chat. I'm not sure if it was the edit, but Janelle's, he could sell from underneath them. He could sell from, Comment messed me up. Now I feel she knew Cody and Robin were spending the money. I think she knew Cody and Robin was spending the money, and I think that her relationship with Cody and Robin, with Cody, was different because of the relationship that she had with him, mostly because of the kids that she had with him. So I think that he was coming around, and I think that Janelle, she thought she was different. I think that Janelle thought she was different in her relationship with Cody, not realizing that he treated her like how he treats everybody, and eventually it was just her turn. And so, but I think that I don't know if I'm trying to give Janelle a benefit of the doubt, and I don't know if she was saying it like he could sell that land out from under Mary, because technically he said I could sell the land out from both of them. He was talking about Janelle, or he was talking about Mary and Robin. He's not selling because Robin is getting her money. So the only person who was going to get screwed was Mary. And if he did that before he added Mary's name to the rest of the plots, he could convince Janelle. If he could get Janelle on board, he could sell 3 of the 4 plots and maintain one of those plots on Coyote Pass with Mary, Janelle, and himself. So, and which he might want to do anyway, because that way he could take over or try to steamroll or wait her out to take the land. So, I don't know. And maybe Janelle was saying, like, you do that shit if you want to, and Mary's going to sue the hell out you. Hopefully that's what she was saying, but I hear what you're saying, Raiders Mom. Something to think about. Then we had just a couple more. We had Linda NYOB with a $1.99 super chat. Linda said LDS are straight up freaks for a long time. They freaky deaky. Freaks in the sheets, people in the streets. You know what I mean? Word on the streets, they freak in the sheets. So you better watch your back. Don't when you go to a woman party, don't drop the soap. Say the LDS walk in, the fish stop swimming. They try to jump on everybody back over this way. And I'm not even mad at them. Let them do their thing. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at them. Do what you got to do. Like I said, as long as you're an adult, as long as you consenting, which is the only way. Technically, if you're an adult, you can consent. But when I say consent, the reason I do that additional part of consent is that you have to understand what you're being involved with, is what I'm referring to. But yeah, I'm all right with it. You know, I'm all right with it. All right, thank you, Linda. Oh, we got Lizzie B, one of the mega minds, with the $5 super chat. Like George Costanza would say, it's a show about nothing. It's not the same anymore. They should get together for the tell-all, but won't do it. And I'm gonna double down on something Lizzie B just said. After everybody came out with the stuff that they came out, whether the tell-alls or the Cody's a good guy bullshit. After they said that, I'm no longer in a position where I feel sympathy, where I feel comfortable with them not doing the tell all together. If you guys are saying that Cody's a good guy and he's understandable and he's a good man and all that other shit, y'all should be able to sit on a couch with a good man. You should be able to have a conversation with a good man. Now, if you're saying that he may do things or say things that make you uncomfortable, then I might be leaning more to the fact that you might need some protection and separation from these individuals. But if they just don't want to sit on the couch with you because they don't want to face the fact that, one, Cody and Robin don't want to hear you guys say something that's going to hold them accountable to some of the things that they've said and done in the past, so they don't want to do the couch interviews all together, or the ladies are too polite to say this about these folks, Cody and Robin, then we need to get that's what the reality show is. That's what a reality show is. So, I mean, we have to figure out whether we want to do the show or not. That's kind of where I'm at. But thank you so much, Lizzie B. And yeah, they have to, if they're going to come out with a show, typically if you're going to do a show, just to be frank about it, they have to do a show in a way where you can describe said show, give a summary of the show, and say what it's about in maybe one or two sentences. What is a show about Christine and David going to be about? And is it going to, you say, well, it's watching their love blossom, but is that going to be enough? Because any show that's going to be on television, it can't be a fan fiction show or a fan dream show where the fans are the only ones who understand the show. People who watch the show for 20 seasons can appreciate Christine and David's relationship. They have to have the type of relationship or issues presented on the show that if you never watched the episode of Sister Wives, you could sit down and enjoy that show. And the question is, what show would they put on? So I agree with Lizzie B. It'd be a show about nothing. And you know where those shows go? Nowhere. Those shows go nowhere. Thank you so much, Lizzie B. And then we have Kitty coming to the stage. What's up, Kitty? How you doing?
Not too bad. You?
Doing very well. Doing very well.
As you saw, I just finished the last bracelet that I did. I have like a whole swack here. Ah, shit.
Oh, okay.
So I was doing this for somebody, and yeah.
Oh, all right.
So
fingers are tired.
Yeah, fingers are tired, body's tired. Oh man. So when I saw this episode, I was absolutely livid, to be honest. I figured that, what they did to Mary was absolutely shitty.
Yeah.
Though I mean, it was her fault too, so I'm not saying that it's all their fault, because she should have had a lawyer up straight out right at the beginning. But also same with Janelle too, so I mean, it is what it is. I didn't put it past Cody when he was saying that he wanted to do screw Mary over, because he's not going to screw Robin over. There is no way he was going to screw Robin over.
No,
but I knew that he was going to try and screw Mary over. And then
especially because Robin can still divorce his ass and take half of whatever he gets. So technically, he's not really screwed her over.
Yeah. And then making Mary sign an NDA. That was cruel, It's like, why you want to have her sign an NDA? She hadn't done anything. So that kind of ticked me off. So.
Well, because I think the whole thing with her signing the NDA was
Mhm.
roughly like the way I took it. If he's having her sign an NDA because he wanted to screw her over and prevent her from being able to go out and complain about him screwing her over. So whatever he did, that would be that contract is legally binding.
Yeah.
So if she violated that NDA, he'd be able to he'd have some civil recourse against her. So
Yeah.
that would
But
be a double whammy because he would
Yeah.
screw her over as far as her money and investment in Coyote Pass, and then he would
Mhm.
come after her for her individual money
Mhm.
or additional money on top of the money he screwed her over for Coyote Pass. That shit is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. And the other thing is though too is like I think that if he was gonna make her sign an NDA, I would have, me personally, if that was me, I would have made him sign an NDA and put in there that if he tries to screw me over in any capacity, that he would have to, you know, do punitive damages on that.
Mm. Well, I mean, I think that you know, at the end of the day, I think she did what she did, which was basically when he asked her to sign NDA. The way I imagine this to happen, he came to her with Robin, asked her
Mhm.
to sign the NDA because
Mhm.
that's what I picked up, and I could be wrong, but it sounded to me like Robin was there, and
Mhm.
they both asked her to sign the NDA, and
Yeah.
when they asked her to sign the NDA, she said no, 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 and resisted the
Mhm.
signing of the NDA. And that pissed them both off because she was supposed to fall in line and do what she was told. And then
Yeah.
at that point, she went and got herself an attorney, followed
Mhm.
Janelle's good advice, got herself an attorney. And from that point, they didn't have any more conversations but for through the attorney.
Yeah.
And that makes that to me makes the most sense. Like,
Yeah.
and just so we're very clear, if she did sign an NDA, though, it doesn't make sense that he would ask her to sign an NDA before
Mhm.
or after he put everybody's name on everything. I think that's a conversation that happened before he switched over to titles,
Yeah.
put everybody's name on stuff. Because
Yeah.
at that point he could sell, because if you remember, there was somebody, the first person who came out and said they were going to buy the land, they only wanted to buy a couple parcels.
Yeah.
They didn't want to buy the whole thing. And
Yeah.
it would really depend on if Mary's name appeared on any of those parcels,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So he technically could screw her. And then after that, you just tell her like any property with her name where that one piece that has like part lake on it or part the poop pond
Yeah.
in the middle or whatever.
Mhm.
I want to sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to sell it. I'll give you, and after a couple years, you say, look, why don't we just go ahead? I'll give you 10 cents on the dollar just so you have something to put in your pocket because that's all I got. And you try to weasel the money out from under her, and then that'll give them another vacation spot or another piece of land.
Yeah. That's true. I would, to be like I said, to be perfectly frank, if I was her, I would have just right off the hop as soon as I got to Parowan, I would have like call for a lawyer right away and go, okay, this is what I want to do, this, and this, and this, and I want to make sure that everything is equally fair, that everything's on titles, and my name's
Mhm.
on everything, and I don't give a shit. I want 50%.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I would look at that point, I would be talking to the lawyer about everything. And
Oh
I
yeah,
think that
no,
that's what she
definitely.
did. I think part of the reason why they agreed to put their names on everything, and he kept talking about once we finish this, then that'll be everything. All the financial stuff will be settled and no more problems. Because I think the lawyer told him, like, look, if we have to go to court, I'm not just filing money to try to get recoup for County Pass. I'm gonna try to get some of that McMansion money too.
Hmm.
And that hits him different
Yeah.
because the reality of it is that they use the McMansion sale as well as County Pass sale to put them in the house that they're in now. Their
Yeah.
mortgage was contingent on the sale of those two properties.
Yeah.
So if you start playing around like we're gonna put an injunction on that house, and I'm not even saying I'm gonna get the money. but you're not going to be able to buy that 2.1 million something.
Yeah.
And you guys already sold the McMansion.
Yeah.
So, you know, what you want to do?
Yeah.
You know what you want to do.
Oh no, and I, like I said, I absolutely agree on that. I would definitely do that. That's me personally. If he was going to plan to screw me over, I would have gotten hell and back to screw him over.
Right.
But then I'm that kind of person, so I mean, I'm a little addictive in that way because to be honest, that I would do that. To be as cynical as I am, I would definitely do that because I'm one of those people. I'm like, you want to screw me over? Okay, let's see who gets screwed over in hell in the end. Because I know for a fact I'm going to be sitting on the devil's throne. So who's going to get the better deal out of it?
Well, like I said, I mean, that was a heartbreaking scene. What other part of the show did you not like? Or
also I didn't like the fact that not just Janelle's friends, but everybody around Janelle is trying to get her onto like that farmer's website or Grinder or whatever. And it's like, really?
Not Grinder.
Really?
I don't like Grinder.
Like, dude, she literally said that she does not want to have another relationship at this moment. Why?
Right.
Why force her into something that she's not comfortable doing yet? And I can totally understand where she's coming from. Like when I finally said enough was enough with my ex, I didn't want to be in a relationship at all. And I was just like, no, I'm perfectly happy being by myself. Thank you very much.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that that's also part of it too. Is that
Yeah.
they're letting their culture shine through because their culture and their upbringing. Because as much as they got away from Cody, there's a quiet acknowledgement that they need men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a thing where I used to hear like the older folks tell young women all the time when I was coming up, you want a man, you don't need a man. Like you want to have a partner, but you don't need to have a partner. And I think they're still in that mindset where they need to have a husband or a boyfriend to make themselves happy, which is a weakness. One, two, it's harder for you to find a partner when you're looking, as crazy as it is, if you're constantly looking for one and everybody you look at a face, you're looking for a partner, it's harder for you to discern the person that you actually need to be with, not just the people that you find attractive or hot or whatever.
Yeah. And for me personally, I'm more of like, okay, well, if I really need a partner, I will go look for one myself. I don't need X, Y, and Z to help me out.
Right. And plus, I mean, to be honest with you, it's just one of those things where if you recognize that you need some time, there's nothing wrong with you taking that time.
No, definitely.
And I appreciate the fact that, like, I've been with this. If I'm in Janelle's shoes and I'm like, I've been with my partner for almost 30 years and we broke up in divorce and they gave me a shit ton of baggage, right? I need to unload some of this baggage because I don't want to trauma dump on my next person.
Oh,
especially if you mess around and find somebody that you actually fall in love with and is actually somebody who you could partner with and you're not ready.
Well, exactly.
So
yeah, no, I get you. Like that's why I'm saying, like, I understand where she's coming from, especially when it comes to like traumatization and stuff. Like I was in a really bad relationship that I didn't know for like 10 years. And I don't want to put all that trauma dump baggage onto the next person.
Right.
I want to work on that on my own. I don't need, X, Y, and Z to make me feel better. I need time alone, time away, just thinking for myself and going, okay, who do I want in a relationship? Who do I want to be with? And then I go and check those boxes on my own. For me personally, I'm kind of like Janelle in a way. I like to compartmentalize to see what kind of person I want to be. Like sometimes I will turn right back to being what I was like 10, 15, 20 years ago. And those kind of people were a whole like that type of timeline for me was a whole lot better than I was like 5 years ago, 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's easier to just do a reset on yourself than having somebody there to do that reset with.
Well, I think that like if you're gonna part of that discovery is self-discovery.
Mm-hmm.
So especially when you leave a couple, you got to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
Like you have to figure out who you are and what you're about,
Yeah.
as opposed to you just being somebody's girlfriend, wife, husband, boyfriend, man, whatever.
Whatever.
You got to
Yeah.
figure out who you are. What
Yeah.
do you want out of a relationship? What'll make you happy? And
Yeah.
then you go about the business of trying to find people who could fill those particular boxes. But if you're just
Mhm.
out trying to, the only box you're trying to fill is I need somebody in my bed, then that's
Mhm.
really not beneficial to you.
No, and that's not, and that's how some people feel, and so that's why I'm like, that's what I go and say. Like I understand where Janelle is coming from, especially when you just got like dumped on from from one trauma after another after another. So sometimes it's easier to just go through all that and then maybe do a reset and make sure that you know who you are before you start dating somebody else.
Right. Right.
But that was one. The other one was the fact that like Cody was being an ass for with Jen. That
Oh,
also
okay.
ticked me off too. That like some of this, it's mostly Cody and Robin being very nitpicky or very very secretive of what cryptic messages they're saying through the show. I think that's probably my biggest issue of late because Cody is a tool. I'm gonna say that loud and proud. He is a tool, um, and Robin just uses him ever which way. And I I also see that she's actually having one foot out the door. Like
Right.
she looks like she's ready to bolt.
No, I can see that too. I can see
Yeah,
that too. But thank you so much for
yeah,
calling in. I'm
no
about to
problem.
go to the
See you
next
later.
person. I appreciate you.
Yep.
Have a good one. Awesomeness. We have another special guest. Tanya Kata. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
How you been?
I've been good. I saw the beginning of the show and then I had to cook dinner for the boys and then I was like, okay, let me jump back in and I see the lines are still open.
Yeah, yeah. So what's your thoughts on the episode?
It had some highlights. The whole thing with Coyote Pass is so annoying. And I know they didn't leave us on a cliffhanger. Like, come on, just go ahead and show the scene. We're not like biting our nails to see that.
Yeah. And we all know what already happened. So
Exactly. Like we
we
already know
know.
what's gonna happen. And Cody and Robin get on my nerves. Like you show up late and they're sitting in the car upset that nobody's getting out of the car. Like, well, what is this? Why is there because you're late. They were
Right.
already out of the car and they were cold and got back in the car and you show up and now everything's about you. They get on my nerves.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's crazy too because if we're gonna keep it all the way a buck. Like, I think I said this on Sunday. If I show up to a meeting, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Hmm.
and I know you're trying to screw me out of that money, and you show up late. Like, I might sit in the car just because, look, it's just better for everybody if I just sit in the car, and then when the guys show up, we do what we need to do so I can get back in the car and I can go ahead and get out of here. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because too much interaction might be a problem, So
Right.
because it took too long. It was too many hoops to jump through. Plus, even at the last stages, it just seems like it was a constant power play
Hmm.
position where Cody is coming in saying, I need you to do this one more thing. And he's just trying to make you do the thing to establish that he's running some shit. And so that in and of itself would annoy me. So yeah, it's probably best I just stay in the car. That's not it's just better
Yeah,
for
and I
everybody.
think you said it on Sunday that I think that he, of course, well, yeah, on Sunday it was a power play. Like,
Mhm.
because Coyote Pass was the only thing that he could like dangle them and yank their chain on. That's the only power he had over them still.
Right.
Until the very end, if they said we're meeting at 2 o'clock, you know he lives down the street. They all had to fly in, rent cars, all kind of stuff. And no, he was playing games. He's gonna show up at 2:15 just
Right.
to play that one last game. And they're gonna talk about Robin doesn't like girl games. Robin's an idiot.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm just saying, like, because it's just you playing with my money, and you got me out
Yeah.
here on the side of a mountain for no damn reason. Because this isn't like even in the '80s, like maybe in the '80s that would make sense. '80s, maybe '90s, that might make sense. But 2000s with emails, everything is electronic now anyway.
Mm-mm. There's
So you
no
gonna get
excuse.
out there, and unless you're actually sitting down, if we're sitting down to sign some documents, why are we meeting on? Like, I don't have to meet at the County Pass. Let's meet at this guy's office. Why I gotta be
Exactly.
cold? You know what I mean? Or even now, like I said, you could be in different states. You send me the thing, I sign it, scan it into the computer, send it back to you. We're good. You know,
DocuSign. Yeah.
yeah, I don't need to I don't need to get on a plane and come see you. You know, if y'all
No.
want to see me, we can meet for some other reason. But it's not going to be because you blackmailing me. And if you don't show up, I'm going to keep all the money. You're not going to keep all the money.
You're not.
You
You're
know,
not.
like stop
And
playing.
I'll tell you. See, and these women continue to play with him. They continue to play with him. Because had it been me, I'd have been out there with my lawyer. You want to
Hmm.
play games? We could play games. I'd have been
Oh,
out
yeah.
there with my lawyer, the same person that was running the show and had Cody falling in line would have been standing out there with me.
Right. Like, since we're going to play, let's play.
Exactly. Let's play. You want to play till the end? I'm bringing my lawyer out.
Right. Right.
That was so silly.
You can enjoy this conversation. Like, I'm paying his ass anyway. I got him on retainer.
Exactly.
I mean, come
He
on
meet
down.
me out there. He'll be. I would have had him meet y'all at 2 o'clock, and then I'd have shown up at 2:15.
Right. Right. Like, then I have your reimbursement. Like, you had him out there waiting.
See, they play with him too much.
Yeah, it's too much. They gave him too much, and like I said, I get it. Like, you're just trying to get the deal done, but after a while, it's like, look, if I got to if I'm taking you to court, if I got to go through the hassle of going down, hiring an attorney, paying out money I'm not getting back, it doesn't cost me anything to tell them to add some more shit to the pleading.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't cost me anything.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing to lose, much to gain. By telling, like, put in another 2-3 more counts onto that complaint. Let's get it rocking and rolling. And then if I lose, oh well. Like, if they say, okay, we're gonna go ahead and dismiss this, you want some of the McMahon, will dismiss that because you don't have standing. Oh well. But I tell you what, when you get that complaint and it has suing for investment into the McMansion, Cody's house, plus accrued value, estimated value. So the amount that the house went up, I want that money too. I guarantee you, Cody's gonna be shitting bricks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
you're gonna
why
be
he
shitting
fell in
bricks.
line. That's why he fell in line. You know
Right,
that was on the line. You know they told him, if you don't put these women on this thing properly, we're gonna cut into the house too.
right. And I'm not saying that you're gonna get it. I'm not saying you're gonna lose, Mr. Brown. I'm just saying that, when it comes to court, anything is possible because there are as crazy as it is, there are things that are set as precedents in courts, whether through case law or rulings that have already been made, or statutes. But every now and again, you might get somebody who finds for you in a way that doesn't necessarily align with any of those things. In which case, you now have to spend more money
Mm-hmm.
on appeals and all that. And because of the nature of this type of litigation, this is not a contingency fee situation where, I do my best, and if I don't win you money, I don't get paid. It's not one of those situations. The lawyer is going to get paid whether he win, lose, you drop the case, they burn the county pass, get blown up or condemned because of the county poop, whatever. The lawyer is getting paid. So the only person who's 100% making out guaranteed is the legal teams.
Absolutely.
So, you know, how far do you want to take this? You know, like that family
he
fun
just
money probably looking short as shit. So
they play too much. It's and then my thing is like, why are we meeting on Coyote Pass? Are we signing the papers on top of the cars? Are we
right,
like,
right,
what are we meeting out there for? You know, the paperwork has probably already been signed. They probably already did docu-sign it. So what are we coming out for to look at each other? Like,
right,
I
right,
know we're not coming out for Justin to bring out pen and paper for everybody to sign. The picnic tables are gone. Where are we gonna sign it?
right. They're gonna turn around and be signing on each other's
On
backs.
each other's back, right?
And like I said, you got Justin looking unprofessional as hell. Like, because if I was supposed to meet you at
Absolutely.
2:00, where the hell is Justin?
Where's Justin?
You know,
And didn't Cody say Justin thought it would be would be fun for us all to come out? Where's he at then?
right, right. And what kind of idiot would have you come? Like, I live in a different state on the other side of the country. Why would I want to fly in the County
Thank
Pass to
you.
look at the land that I'm selling? I'm selling it.
Ugh,
You know,
it's so terrible.
yeah. But thank you for
It's so
calling, and I'm
terrible.
gonna have to run to the next callers. But I appreciate you calling in.
All right.
All right, thank you so much, Tanya.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Tanya, awesome. Next up we got Susie Q. Oh, Susie Q. With the $5 super chat. Ari's comment at dinner. Is that it? Sums up the whole season. The whole season could have been an email. Yeah, yeah. We didn't have to meet at County Pass for this season. They could have scanned this bad boy in and sent it to our email addresses. Or better yet, let us watch it on TLC, Discovery, HBO Max, Hulu, whatever, instead of having to subscribe to some other channel that's trying to charge more because they got sister wives. And I tell you what, TLC interns, make sure you tell your bosses. If next year you guys do this, continue doing this shit, I'm not paying extra money, especially if they try to charge me more money for this. I will roll my Sunday show into Tuesday, or I'll just do a Sunday show about something different. Because this is ridiculous. Especially you rolling out these dry ass episodes. You better get with it. Better get with it. But we're gonna bring thank you so much for Susie Q. Let me give you a little something. Then we're gonna pull up Alexander. Did I just put a whole bunch of extra shit on Alexander's name? Alexandra, what's going on? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing very well. Doing very well.
Good. Yeah. Adding to your conversation, does Justin not have a nice office with a conference room table?
Right. With heat. Like y'all not paying y'all bills out there in Arizona? What's going on, player?
Was there no conference room at Janelle's hotel they could have met at?
Right, right.
Like, and showing up later than everyone else, like you said, so unprofessional.
Yeah, I'm just like I would be dismayed, disappointed. To be honest with you, especially with the way they sold the property, there is a point of professionalism, not just because it makes everybody feel good, but with this type of sale, real estate, things of that nature, when you sell these things, you're excited about getting a deal done. But once it happens, you're looking at it like, did I make a mistake? Could I have gotten more money? Is this more valuable? And if I'm looking at a guy who has been unprofessional in any respects, I'm thinking to myself, I probably got ripped off.
Yeah, because
it sounds. I probably got.
Yeah, because it also sounds like they also just went with the first offer they got too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
How good is this guy? If you don't know how to, if you don't own a watch,
yeah,
this brother don't know what time it is.
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, what I'm really concerned about, and I really think we should all keep this in mind, if there was an NDA for this topic, what other NDAs are out there for this show?
Right.
What other things are they not allowed to talk about? Because don't tell me this is the first time an NDA was suggested. There's no way. So I'm just, it adds to my anger about this show and how it lies to us. And now we have proof that there's, conspiracies afoot to keep things out of the public eye. And, if you want to do that, but don't come on a show then. Keep your life private.
Right. Right.
You can't, take with both hands here. This is ridiculous. You want to have a show, make all this money, but then, oh, don't talk about this. No, I'm so angry. Like and there's got to be more out there. There just has to be.
Yeah.
So
Well, whatever they have out there, they need to start pulling out because this show is about to get canceled.
yeah, and what does he expect to how does he as an individual to individual expect to enforce this NDA? I don't know. I'd really I wish I could have seen the proposed NDA. I'd just love to, because
Yeah, I'm sure it was a mess. And I mean, in all fairness, he probably came out with the NDA and it probably made 0 sense.
yeah,
So, like, if he comes out with the NDA, Mary goes to her attorney probably looked at her face and you're not signing
yeah,
that. what are you nuts? You're not signing that. And
yeah,
so that was it. You know what I mean? That was a wrap on that.
yeah. I just think there's a lot more out there. I really do, because it was brought up too casually to say, I don't know why he'd ever do this. He's never had me do this before. You know what I mean? There would have been more
Right.
talk about how this was such a shocking thing to have even proposed to each other. I know she was upset about it, but still, I think there's more to this. So I'm just waiting for that, storyline to drop one day about all the side agreements that were signed.
Right. Right.
And my last point before I let you go is about Janelle. I Looking back on things now, I think she was a big enabler of Cody's during the marriage, because even in Christine's book, she said that Janelle and Cody said that Easter was too pagan, so we're not going to celebrate it.
Mm-hmm.
And, stuff like that. I, that whole thing with Ken, or whatever the guy's name was, when Christine was saying, I don't want you to see him. Janelle was like, I don't understand why she's so upset. She's kind of not consistently been a girl's girl throughout this. So
Right.
I don't know. I think if we look back on it, we'll see instances where Janelle was kind of a bit of a Cody enabler, and kind of, because her needs were getting met throughout it.
Mhm.
She was the runaway, like, I'm here, but I'm not here, like one foot here, one foot out the door at work all the time.
Right.
So I think as long as her needs were being met, she was happy to support him. Even when Christine was leaving, she was still all in with Cody and them. She didn't leave until till later. So I don't know. And I like her. It's not that I have anything against her. I think it's just looking at it realistically for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways,
No, I
those are
think
my
that's fair
thoughts.
play. I think it's fair play.
So
But thank you so much,
yeah,
Alexandra.
my
Appreciate the
pleasure.
phone call.
Thanks. You have a good one.
You too. All right, next up we got Brittany. Not Brittany in the house. What's going on, Brett? How you doing?
Hey James, how are you?
Doing very well.
Very good. I wanted to piggyback off of what Alexandra was saying, and I personally think the more I watch the show, the more I'm just like, I think Janelle was the Robin before Robin got in there. Not in the sense of she was super helpless and super manipulative like Robin, but I think she was content to just sit back and, and act like she was so above the rest of them.
Mm.
um and let them get screwed over, because as long as it wasn't hurting her pocketbook, it was fine. um but let let Cody, we talk about Robin not sending Cody to go see Isabel. Janelle also did not push for Cody to go see Isabel in the hospital, at least
All right.
as far as the show showed us. Maybe she did it on, off on the side, but I feel like she would have said that. So, I just don't know if she really did. I was really aggravated watching her scene, because at first I saw the clip, before Sunday, and I thought it was kind of out of context. I was like, oh, maybe there's more added to it. When she was talking about, she was like, yeah, I told Cody, yeah, you could sell it out from under Mary. You could. I mean, he could. I thought there was going to be more to it. But then when they asked her if she had talked to Mary about it, and she was like, no, I was like, you raggedy bitch. You just cancel the whole show. Cancel all of them. Because what are we doing?
Yeah, you know, as crazy as it is, I think that there's a point where, I think when you talk about like Cody Enabler,
Mm-hmm.
I think because based off of a conversation or things she used to say, hints she used to drop early on, where she used to talk all the time about uh being logical. What's the
Mm-hmm.
logical? I'm being logical. I'm trying to find the logical, and there
Mm-hmm.
is a school of thought where, I've heard women say, usually for the most part, when I was younger, you hear women say, I think like a man. I think
Mm-hmm.
more logically. And so, because you're making that correlation, that if you think logically, you're thinking like a man. Therefore, if you're on a man's side, you're thinking logically.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're siding with Cody, then Cody is the logical one, and everybody else is being emotional. And
Mm-hmm.
so that gives like the stairway where you could see that you would enable him to do the things that he's deciding to do, because to not do that, you would be contradicting the person who's logical, and
Right.
thereby you would be illogical. And if that's
Mm-hmm.
how you like to see yourself, then that cuts against the grain. So that puts you in line to where you might follow behind what he's, the bullshit he's putting down. But
Right.
Cody's not logical, and that's the first
At all.
fallacy.
He's all emotional because
Right.
one would think a logical person, if you are having an argument with one person, you don't run away to go stay with another person to avoid that conversation.
Right.
That's logical. Cody was just like, oh, she coughed wrong and she cut her eyes at me. I gotta go.
Right.
I'm not welcome here. I can't stay here.
Right.
Which is also why Cody can never keep a job, because if I guess, like, with Cody is one of those things where, like, if he were the type of person where he felt like if he wasn't going to do a good job, or if he had like imposter syndrome, he'd be like, you know what, no, I can't do it. But Cody's has such delusions of grandeur that he thinks that if he can't come in being the CEO of the company that he never worked at, never had experience in, then it's below him. That
Right.
that job is too menial for him. And then the next thing, I did appreciate Christine and David having that conversation about the finances. I saw a couple comments, not within your group, but with another YouTuber that I watch. Um, and a few people were saying how they feel like Christine was like kind of trying to shy away and was trying to diminish herself to make David feel better during the conversation. And I personally disagree. I feel like Christine recognized that the topic could probably be hurtful to the other kids, like, to truly, because David was talking about he wasn't gonna, the way I understood it was David was just like kind of hesitant about chipping in on the kids' education or like helping them out with other financial stuff, because what about us?
Mm-hmm.
Which is fair. But I think Christine recognized that if the kids watch it, that could probably hurt their feelings. And she didn't want to cause any disruption between David and the kids. That's my personal opinion, the way I was reading it.
No, I mean, I think that's fair. But at the same time, Christine, you gotta keep it all the way above, girl.
Girl.
Like, my man's like, look, I'm trying to retire at some point,
Yes.
and we gotta slow the spending down. One,
Mm-hmm.
two, where they daddy at? Like,
That
what I mean?
part.
Like, straight up, where the daddy at? Like, look, I appreciate the fact that I'm gonna have to step in and take care of like some of the physical needs, maybe some of the financial needs here and there, but we're not letting his ass off the hook. Like, he
Mm-hmm.
don't all of a sudden he don't have to do nothing. Like, that's crazy talk. So
And
go get
and
him.
David has his own kids too. So it's
Right.
also like, okay, I've told my kids that I'm not gonna be really chipping in as much. Like if something dire comes up, of course, jump in or whatever. But for the most part, the kids know that they need to be financially responsible for themselves. And then all of a sudden I'm helping to pay rent for your kids, but
Right.
I'm not helping with my kids. So I could see that. Um with Truly, I don't know. I feel like if you're able to not saddle your kids with a whole bunch of student loans, why not do that? But also at the same time, I don't know. I'm not in David's pocketbook, and high key, Christine should have been saving to help Truly go to college. There's no reason for her to have come into that marriage expecting for David to pick up Cody's slack or her
Right.
slack, because she been making bukus of money. It's not David's fault that she been spending like crazy this whole time.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, part of the problem is too, though, is that you know, not knowing what David's bank book looks like,
Hmm.
you know, they're not spring chickens.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what I got from the conversation he was trying to have
Hmm.
with her. We're not spring chickens. So even though I would like to set it up so that Truly could go to school and not graduate, have a time of her life, live on campus, come out
Hmm.
debt free, I would like that for her. I don't know if I have it because especially as expensive as school is now,
Hmm.
like it's major. Like you could buy a house, like they the education at this point is house money. Like what people pay
Hmm.
for like undergraduate degrees is literally like a really good, if not full payment on a house.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
like look, baby boo, I gotta tell you, I
Like,
like Truly. Right,
love her, love her to death.
right.
I don't know
But
if I got it. And add to that, like, you
she might
just
need some scholarship money. I'm just saying, like,
right, right. And
yeah.
like, this is also before the government shutdown. And even though David probably, I think he works in construction or something like that, so
No,
he's not,
he owns a siding company. No, not a siding, a drywall company.
right.
They do
So
like
even though,
drywall.
okay, yes. So he's not like directly working for the government, but the people who need their sidewall, like they drywall done, they probably work for the government and they don't have money. They can't hire David. So where's his income
Right.
coming in? Like I work in retail. We were hit by the government shutdown because I live in a city where like the military is like very big, like it's a very big presence here.
Mhm.
So if those people aren't working, they're not coming in to get books.
Right.
So that's gonna hit our bottom line. So, and you just don't know. Like you can turn around and shut the government down again, and then all of a sudden, okay, what we gonna do? So I can see where David's coming from in the sense of like, listen, we gonna have to figure something else out.
Right.
We're just that's just gonna have to be a boundary that I have, because also like you said, Cody's the daddy. Cody, I know Cody is for sure paying for Aurora and Brianna and all their tuition. He can chip in
Right.
for
Yeah, I mean
Truly's
you can kick
tuition.
in one, two. Like I think that like just to be very clear, when you have money or you have an advantage,
Mm-hmm.
getting money is hard. Keeping your money is the harder part.
Uh-huh.
And so I respect the fact that, it's a conversation that needs to be had. Just because you're doing well today, especially in construction, real estate, there's a lot of businesses that are very volatile. And you could
Mm-hmm.
have fat years and you could have very lean years. And
Mm-hmm.
if the bottom drops out of the housing market, then the
Mm-hmm.
bottom is going to drop out of David's business. Like he could have
Correct.
very lean years coming up in the next few years because I mean, there, you know, I don't want to get too crazy with it, but there is a projection that like the bottom might drop out of the housing market.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, he's looking down the line. If he's saying like, look, you have sister wives, you're making six figures on six sister wives, awesome. But this show is not going to last us 4 or 5 years. I will be lucky if we get 2 more seasons out of this show. One,
And
two, if the bottom drops out of the economy, then I might be doing all I can to try to hold on to what we have.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of these construction companies, quiet as it's kept, they, you know, they're even companies that do very well. A lot of times their profit lines are very thin. Like the money
Mm-hmm.
that they put out and the money that they're getting in is very thin. They're not operating, you know, unless you're doing like major government projects like you were talking about earlier. Unless you're doing that, if you're doing like home stuff or you're doing housing and things like that, it could be very close to the vest.
Mm-hmm.
So you might not have the money to say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna put, you know, $200,000 on somebody's education. And that
Right.
also goes to the fact of you have to have the conversation with your spouse before you get married.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, which is a very good point, if David didn't do this for his kids, what does he look like doing it for your kids? And wouldn't that be the exact same thing that we're
That
complaining
Cody
about
did.
with Cody and Robin?
There you go.
You know? So
There you go. And I'll be real with you. I'm already irritated that I'm spending $30 a month to watch Sister Wives in addition to like the other subscriptions that I have. If the economy falls out, I'm canceling that subscription.
oh, it's
I'm
getting dropped.
not
Like,
paying
yeah,
to
it's getting
watch.
dropped.
I'm not paying to watch Sister Wives. So there goes their viewership. You know, if the country falls on hard times, people aren't gonna be if it costs extra to watch Sister Wives, that's an extra cost that I don't need because y'all are also not entertaining.
Right,
So,
right. It's
you
not worth the
know,
sacrifice at this point.
right. Like, no.
What am I watching? A recap of a recap? Like,
Exactly. I just follow y'all on Instagram. That's free.
right.
That's free. So, you know, it's fine. But yeah, that's all I had.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Brittany. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Brittany's like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I got plenty of shows. Little Jamie Foxx. Mega Try with the $5 super chat. If Robin don't do nothing else, she gonna make sure Cody thinks somebody picking on them. Ain't nobody thinking about y'all. The OG 3 lives lives rent free in their head. Yeah, she do. Yeah, they do. That I'm sure that shit drive them crazy. Like they got she getting a marriage special. What do you mean she getting a wedding special? We ain't getting another wedding special. You guys, you had a whole season. Your first season was based, but that was when I married the Browns. That's not me and Cody's love. We need a wedding special, 4-part wedding special. We demand it. Lady, we barely keeping the lights on in this piece. But I'm just like Christine. Look, here's a fun prediction. Next year, Christine gonna die. Robin gonna dye her hair blonde just like Christine. Play that. There was a movie out called Single White Female, and the lady came in, moved in with this young lady, and all of a sudden she started taking her clothes out of the closet, dressing like her, dyed her hair just like her, try to, you know, slept with her boyfriend in the dark. Like it was crazy. Like what the hell? I'm just like Mary. Like, girl, you trying to get me divorced? But thank you so much, Megatron. All right, last call of the evening. We got Caramel Cuties, and I got to bounce y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Coming to the stage next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Caramel Cuties. What's going on, Caramel Cuties?
Hey, can you hear me? Hey, James, can you hear me?
Yes, I got
you. All right. I was like, oh, no. I've been kicked out twice. I hope it works. I missed a lot of it. I'm going to have to rewatch it. But I did catch Alexandra and what she said, parts of Tanya's. But something I want to talk about what Brittany said regarding David and Christine's conversation. and I think you said it, like that should have been a conversation, an in-depth conversation that they should have had prior to rushing to that damn altar.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I understand in their culture or whatnot that they don't, they don't have long courtship, so to speak, and dating a man for a year, hunching and sexing on a man for a year doesn't mean you know him deeply to know, like, my kid wants to go to college and she's only 12 when we meet. How much of this are you expected to help and pitch in with? Not to
Right.
mention, I'm not saying Christine was as bad as Robin with $30-something thousand worth of debt, and $1,200 of that is strictly Victoria's Secret. But they all didn't have the best money management skills prior to their all breakups to begin with. Yes, they all filed bankruptcy, and I'm pretty sure that was pretty much spearheaded by either Cody and Janelle, and or Cody or Janelle separately. But you seen the show, David. You know she probably best with money. She probably best with saving money. So whatever money management skills he has, he needs to dump them, not slowly give to her. He needs to dump them on her head, like, look here, I need you to figure this out. Because
Right.
again, like Brittany said, if he didn't do it for his own kids, what the hell makes you think he's going to do it for your kids?
Mm.
And
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean, just
just
as a
mean
general rule, I
truly,
couldn't
like,
do it for your kids if I didn't do it for my kids. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it.
right.
Like
And
how
I'm
much?
all, I speak for the kids. And I say it all the time. I'm going to stick up and be on the kids' side. But baby, I'm going to do for yours what I do for mine. Don't get me wrong. But I'm
Right.
not doing more for yours than I ain't did for mine.
Right. Well, I mean, how you gonna have
That's what
Thanksgiving?
I'm
Thanksgiving
not.
around the corner, Christmas around the corner. How the hell I'm gonna meet with these kids during the holidays and I'm paying for your kid to go to school and these kids are still paying their student loans off? Like
That part.
that shit gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit to me. But to fast forward to Mary, and I don't know who touched on Janelle not being a girl's girl. I have my own theory, and stick with me for just a moment. Janelle was married to Adam Barber, who is Mary's older brother, right? And they were only married a year and a half, 18 months at most, before they divorced for whatever reason. I
Right.
think because Janelle holds a grudge. I think Janelle is still secretly punishing Mary for all the fuck shit the Barber family did to her. And I say that to say this. Ain't no way she sat there and allowed Cody to even say, well, I could just do a backdoor deal and screw Mary out of her 2 whatever acres of land, because at the time that's all she had. They hadn't fully switched the names and did what they did for Coyote Pass. And she was okay with it. And not only okay with it, to be on camera to be like, well, yeah, he could. Like, that shit was okay. It's not okay. And the fact that because it didn't affect Janelle's bottom line, it didn't affect her overall pocketbook, because she's still getting paid for Coyote Pass no matter what, she didn't give a damn. Which I find oddly weird. You get what I'm saying? Because why so-called warn me that they could screw me over and all this other shit, but then you're actually part of the plan to help screw me over? It just ain't adding up. So I think she's secretly still trying to punish Mary for whatever happened way back when, because she hasn't fully let it go. That's just my little theory. But I don't know. I'm to the point where, like, I need y'all to go ahead and start spilling these so-called secrets. For 2 seasons now, Mary's been hollering, she won't be silenced, her voice will be heard, but she ain't saying shit.
Right.
Why would they only need an NDA from Mary? Because Mary is the least out of all of the people in the Brown family to talk shit about Robin or Cody. So that made absolutely no sense to me. Why all of a sudden would an NDA be needed? regarding the sale of Coyote Pass. What the hell could she say?
Or it's kind of one of them questions too. It's like, how bad were you guys planning on screwing her ass over? Because, like you said, she
That
doesn't have
part.
really a track record of going out talking shit about Cody or Robin. So you guys must have been talking about doing her crazy dirty. That you like, look, I'm gonna have to get her to sign some paperwork because after I do this to her, everything coming out. Like she ain't gonna be no more good after this.
Well, I'm sure a lot of that probably has to do with Jen because, she pillow talks with Jen as much as Cody pillow talks with Robin.
Yeah.
But again, it can't be to the point other than they were all going to move the land around and add Janelle and just not have Mary on it at all, which would have been stupid. But they know that people can get a hold of these documents because it's public knowledge, right, in Coconino County. So
Right.
even if she signed an NDA, we still could see how the deal went down and what amount, you know what I'm saying? Like who was on what property and the amount it sold for. So at the end of the day, like I don't know where Cody and Robin come off thinking the fans are stupid because we're not. And enough internet sleuths out there. Shit, you had a whole content creator walk around filming your house as for sale that wasn't even fully out there for the public to see for public viewing. If we could do all that as fans, let it go, Cody. Ain't shit out there that we can't find out about you.
Right.
But
That's
the
true
whole Robin taking forever to sign the deal and them trying to make it seem on camera like it's Mary, boy, was I ready to break my TV. Because I threw my remote not once. And at first, I watched the show while I was in the kitchen cooking. I went back and sat in the TV, in front of the TV, and rewatched it again because certain parts I was missing. And I was like, you got to be shitting me. I know doggone well production is not trying to spin this. Cody's not trying to spin this to protect Robin and blame all that on Mary.
Right.
I say it every week, and I mean it every week. He ain't shit. He ain't shit. His wife ain't shit. Sorry, y'all. I'm revved up because it's a Tuesday and I'm driving home in the dark. But they not shit. They are like scum beneath dog shit type of people. And it don't, like, I don't even need to get my blood pressure raised thinking about these fools because that's ridiculous. The fact that Robin held out, and maybe, just another alleged theory, maybe Robin didn't want Mary on any of the land. And she held out trying to keep as much as, what she felt she might have been entitled to, which I don't feel she was entitled to any of it, but because she felt like her estate was still going to go to her kids. And because, Mary has Leon, and Leon lives a lifestyle that Cody and Robin don't approve of, maybe they felt that she didn't need any proceeds of Coyote Pass. Right. And Robin refused to sign until maybe Mary decided to say, I'm going to have my attorneys file paperwork or whatever. And then finally she caved and said, F it, I'll sign, because they would have lost the buyer.
Right. It could. It could have been a potential mess.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I don't have a lot to say tonight because they always piss me. This doesn't make sense to me why production would even allow Cody and Robin to try to turn the tables and put the blame on Mary. And all they had to do was show the pictures of the signed paperwork, and you can see the dates that Robin was the last to sign. Shit, Mary was the first to sign.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it wasn't Mary holding it up because I think it went Mary, Janelle, then Cody, then 2 months later, Robin signed, or like a month and a half later, Robin signed.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what it's going to be next week when Justin shows up, you know, after they showed up to Coyote Pass late as hell. And I agree with whoever said the fact that, you know, the two other women had to fly in and make reservations and get rental cars, and these fools don't even show up on time. I would have tore it up. It would have been, that whole cistern would have been dug up from all the dirt I would have been flinging on their ass.
Well, I mean, that's the crazy part too, because how I'm gonna fly from out of town in his joint, and Mary just drove hours to get back to Arizona, and they're on time. But the people who live, like you live in Arizona, okay, fine, you don't live down the street anymore, but you live in the same, like you're from what I understand, they're in the same school district, and you couldn't make it on, like that's just disrespectful, disrespectful.
As hell.
You know, so
just constantly playing in their faces.
Right.
But again, they've allowed them to play in their face for years. So what makes this occurrence any different?
Yeah, true that.
The fact that the land wasn't never divided equally from the beginning. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all would have really stood on business. You would have never had to wait to transfer and put so-and-so's name over here and over there, because all that shit would have been done from the gate. Only difference would have been Christine just would have dropped out. She would have left the land for the other 3 folks whose names was on her parcel for $10 and went on about her business. But I don't know. That's worked for them for so many years, so that's why they get what they get.
Right, right.
I'm not gonna go too hard tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because we going hard over shit that happened over a year ago.
Right. Well, I mean, the thing that's kind of breaking me out of it, to be honest with you, is that it just feels like I'm going harder in the paint for y'all shit than y'all going. Like I can't worry about your stuff more than you worried about your stuff. I'm sitting up here going crazy. Talk about how Cody ain't this and Robin ain't that and blah, blah, blah. How y'all getting ripped off? How they going to do you like that? And y'all turn around. He's a good man. Robin was a good mother. Like, what this shit what am I doing? You got me out here looking like an asshole.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
that part right there. The fact that you got half of us out here more pissed off at the shit that they've done, doing, or possibly will do than they are themselves.
Right. Right.
But, right. Yeah, it's all crazy. But I won't hold you up. That was just my couple of key points. I think everybody already said what I was going to call in to say. So
no worries. No worries. But thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thank you for making this a safe space, a safe week in and week out.
No, I appreciate that too. Keeps me going. But you have a safe drive home, don't you know? Rubber side down, shiny side up. That's the way we roll.
You already know. Thanks, James. I'll see you Thursday, because I'll probably leave a speak bike or two.
Awesome. Awesome. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks.
Bye. Awesome. We had the Mega Minds in the house. We got Lizzie B up in here. We had Caramel Cuties, and we had Brittany Not Brittany. What? The trifecta. Awesomeness. Oh, speaking of which, we had a super chat from Brittany. Brittany said, Brittany Not Brittany with the $4.99 super chat. Said, I'd have to cuss my daddy out at Thanksgiving table if I found out he was paying for everyone else's tuition but mine. Laugh out loud. Kidding, not kidding. Dead ass. You know what I mean? There'll be some smoke in the city. Like, whoa. What you mean your education's paid for? Yes, father paid for my education, and then he co-signed so that I could purchase the brownstone. Whoa. Why am I living in an apartment? Eating crackers? I'm not even getting Ritz crackers with meat. I mean, like them saltines, not even saltines. What do they call them shits? It wasn't saltines. It was Premier or something like that. The little no frill brand, the ones that came in the blue box. You know them Jones. I'm eating them with jelly. And not even a good kind. It's not even Welch's jelly. Get that, getting that no frills, jelly because I'm trying to pay this tuition. And you sit up and talk about somebody you paid for him to go to school, and he went to the good school. I went to community college. Because that's what it'd be like when you almost pay for my school. So, because Cody had insisted that they come out of school and they don't have any debt. So, depending on how good your job is, that's community college. Not even putting shade on community college because, depending on what you're trying to do, I've even told people because I grew up in a time when it was different. What I paid for 4 years of college to get a bachelor, I have 2 bachelor degrees plus a minor. What I paid for my bachelor's degree, people, what it cost me for 4 years to go to school. 4 years. We're not even talking about grad school. We're just talking about 4 years for a basic bachelor's. I paid less for my 4 years of education than kids now who go to the same school I went to for 1 year. So that shit is crazy. Like school is crazy now. Education is crazy. So, you're telling these kids that they can't take out loans. Cody doesn't want them taking out loans. And school's so expensive. And then Christine talking about she wants somebody to pay education because Cody don't believe in taking loans. Well, Cody need to pay some of this money. Shoot, we ain't doing Cody's rules. He's like, shoot, get these kids something to work for. Like, they come out of school, that way too, you don't have kids. Because I know a couple kids. Like, the craziest shit I saw, real quick story, and then I got to get ready to go. Quick story, when I was in school, there was a kid, he showed up to, I was in the bursar's office, and I was making my payment so I could pay up, because I had to make payments on my thing. Right. And I was making my payment in the bursar's office. That's where you go to pay your tuition. And this kid's dad came in. They're like, how much you want to pay? He said, do you want to make a payment? And he said, no. He said, how much is it for the year? And he told him the amount. Dog. He went in his pocket. This dude pulled out cash. Like straight up cash. Just like, and he didn't even break off the whole knot. I was so salty. It just made me depressed. I was like, damn, there's people living like that. I don't have it like that. I was working. I had job like I had scholarship money, and I had what they called a work study. So I got a job on campus, and then I just so happened to get like the highest paying job that was available on campus to fulfill my work study. And I was working like crazy. And this dude just came in and just dropped all that money. And then his son was like going to the parties. He wasn't hardly even studying. I think he paid for the year. And I think he was in like he was in school trouble, like academic trouble. I know another kid, his dad was paying like straight up. He didn't make it through the first semester. Actually, the first year, because the first semester we finished, and then he came back. He was like, "Yeah, man, this time I'm not going out. No more parties for me, man. I'm gonna be good, man. I gotta work, man. I gotta get it going." I'm like, "All right, bro." He left. He came back, carried a keg. Him and his buddy had like a pack of like a 12 pack each. I was like, off to a bad start. He didn't make it through the semester. But yeah, so no. I'm with Brittany. Like, it'd be a hard conversation. But I'm still, I'm paying student loan debt, and you paid somebody tuition off. What? What are we doing, Dad? Yeah, so. But just so you guys know, let me give Brittany a little something. Then, just so you guys know, Cody's been making the rounds because of special forces. trying to make the most of the show. We'll see how that goes. And this came in. Cody apparently has changed his look. That's the new haircut, y'all. He cut the golden locks. Cody trying to look, he looking like a, my man trying to look like some kind of commentator. I mean, he looked like one of them skeevy ass pimps in the pulpits, just ripping people off. Yes, that's why we're gonna pass the basket around for the building fund. Make sure you give your percentage, because it's like stealing from the Lord if you could give the proper amount of tithes. It's tithes, motherfucker, not thighs. You old demon, demon in the pulpit, you know what I mean? Looking like a preacher, like a broke down, like mega church preacher. That's so crazy. That haircut is nuts. I thought he was gonna go ahead and just do it. I don't know. Got the old lady perm. Oh, y'all ain't no good. Yeah. I got the old lady perm looking like a silver fox up there. Beyond 50 Beauty said looks like a pandemic home cut. Give me them scissors. No, I know what I'm doing. Trust me. You just wearing hats for the next 3 weeks. Home perm for the final. Yeah, right. Is that what a pushback is? Yeah, that's nature's pushback. That's what that is. That's nature's pushback. But guys, I'm gonna have to let you go because I've had a great time tonight talking to everybody. Megatron and Timu Joel Olstein. Timu Joel Olstein. Damn. Y'all ain't no good, boy. Oh man. Pretty like he knew he looked a damn mess. Yeah. They should save his hair like Samson. Kathy Ferran. All right, guys. I gotta let y'all go because I gotta do some things with my kids. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me give a shout out to Fiery One, Darlene Hall, Jody Pierce Scala, Annie Banani, Raiders Ma in the house, Linda, Lizzie B, Susie Q, Megatron, Brittany, not Brittany, wants to gain. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Let's give a shout out to the Mega Mods. Throw some celebrations in the chat. Where's my celebrations? With some celebrations. What's that? Huh. Won't let me do it. What the hell? Oh, there we go. For those Mega Mods, they're awesome. Thank you guys so much. And for everybody else, the Mega Mods, all the callers, let me give you guys a little something as soon as I find it, because I wasn't ready. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been another My Take special call-in show where you guys give your perspectives, your takes on what we saw in last week's episode. Make sure you check us out next week for the after show, for the call-in show. We have a show this Thursday for Speak Pipe, of course. And then on Saturday at noon, we have the round table, the members-only round table, which is always awesome. Make sure you check that out. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great night. That's My Take. I'm James, and this has been My Take on Reality with the Call-In Folks special. Holla at your boy, and I'm... 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side.